right off the rip. Blizz, what's good?
What's really good with you?
Got Blizz in the chat.
Know what I'm saying?
One of Longside's finest.
Okay.
And this is the Monday night episode of The Gig Presents The Tool Shed. We're here. It's me. I'm me. That's him. You're you. And
It's
that guy's
we.
over there. And for the people in the live chat, that means Mikey Gav, Biz, and Payday are in the building.
The boys.
What's up?
I would like to just, right from the rip, tell you that if you're a man who likes to fuck in your Timberlands, but feel a little bit awkward keeping them on when you take your jeans off, we got the product for you. Clap cleats
Clap cleats.
are a pair of socks you could wear with grip on them to get a little bit more thrust during the lust. Check out clapcleats.com. Use the promo code TheGig. You'll get 15% off.
Yeah, so go to www.clapcleats.com.
Also,
Get your fucking on.
yeah. Also,
Sorry.
my man Mike Stu dropped the album this week. Feel free to go check it out. It's Fee Fi Fo Fum. Mike, I think it's under Mike Stu. Probably so, right? I call him Michael Stewart, but his rap name's Mike Stu. Now, let's get down to business.
I don't listen. Last week we didn't get to talk about Norm Macdonald, and Norm Macdonald died. You know about Norm Macdonald and how he died?
I don't know how did he die?
He
He
had
had cancer, and he was
Do you
keeping
know what
it
kind
on
of
the
cancer
low.
he had, P?
I really don't.
I don't either. I thought you might know. Can you help me out?
I'll dig in.
That was like the thing that really got to me was that this motherfucker had cancer for all this time, and just no one knew that he had cancer all this time. That
seems super consistent with his personality. In
yeah,
general.
it does. But I thought that was like the kicker, honestly.
Like he's gotten sick in the past, and he talked about it, I think, on Stern, and he was talking about how he would just lay in bed and piss in bottles and just hide from everyone so that no one had any idea he had gotten sick in the first place.
Yeah, and that's what everyone that I heard that came out talking about it afterwards that didn't know he was sick was just saying, like, yeah, Norm became really reclusive lately. You know,
Right.
like he just like kind of hid and got away from everybody.
Yeah, because why would you really want to? I mean, here's my thought, right? Norm is probably a masculine man who's like, look, I don't want the fucking pity. I don't want the, get best wishes to Norm. Like, let me just fucking try and shake. Because he probably thought I'm going to shake this thing off. You know, I'm going to do the, what's the thing you do when you got cancer?
Chemo.
I'm going to do the chemo. I don't know what kind of cancer it was, how bad, but I'm thinking
it was pretty bad. He fucking died from it.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
But I guess at some
is an
point,
indicator.
yeah. But at some point, he might have thought like, I'm gonna shake this fucking thing off, come back better than ever. I'm not gonna go screaming to the world like, oh, I have cancer, because like, I think there's a certain caliber of man who's just like, I don't want the pity. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I want to get to that. I wanted to actually. That's what my segue was. So it's pretty fucking apropos or whatever the fucking right terminology is that you fucking went for that. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's exactly where I wanted to get to is have a roundtable about things that you would hide or what would you hide from others that would be like. So you'd think like if you're going through so fuck everything else I wanted to talk about. But I all I wanted to touch on was that I love Norm. I listened to Norm a lot before I went to bed. He was just like a kind of dude that was just like a great fucking talk show guest or whatever. Him on The View was fucking phenomenal. Like he just fucking, it was just like what you would want any dude to do on The View, you know? I've always been a big fan of dudes that like push the bounds of like what makes funny. Like I'm a big Kaufman guy, and I think Norm kind of followed in those same kind of footsteps where he was just kind of like maybe not on the same level or the same kind of thing, but like he was funny. He was just funny. You know what I mean? Like he didn't have to try to be funny. Like almost him not trying to be funny was funny. Regardless, though.
I'm a big fan of The View.
Yeah, The View is good.
You've mentioned, yeah.
Yeah.
Joy Behar, is that your girl?
Well, really, The View has kind of been the catalyst for the Tool Shed. Like, I saw The View and thought to myself,
We
like,
could do that. We need some
Yeah.
men to do
I
that.
did
Yeah.
this with 4 guys in a room.
Yeah.
yeah,
So with the
exactly.
4 guys that are in the room, who is who? Because I'm going to go on a limb and just say off the bat that Payday's Whoopi.
I'm Star Jones.
Star Jones is not. We're talking New View.
Oh, New View. Well, look,
I don't
here's
know.
here's the thing.
Well, I don't
Why
know
don't
who's
you
on it now.
why don't you first tell me who's on The View, and I'll tell you.
You just told me that this was the fucking vision, dude.
Yeah,
so
well,
you're going
no,
off the
I'm
old
the
school
old-
View?
yeah,
You're
the-
going off Star Jones?
Star Jones and them.
All right, so you're
I'm Star Jones,
No, you're not.
and y'all are them,
nah, you're
and,
Barbara.
and y'all are and them. So
you're skinny Star Jones at best, bro.
Yeah,
you're,
I'm
you're
Star Jones.
weird
She was,
looking.
she was skinny for like a year. She had the surgery.
That's what I'm
saying.
saying.
And then
But
she
she looked
bounced back.
awful.
Yeah.
Oh, she bounced back.
Yeah.
Good for her. That fat, disgusting.
yeah,
pig.
yeah. No, I
gotta fight through
am
it.
post lap band Star Jones.
You're Barbara Walters, bro. You're not Star Jones. You're
Barbara,
Baba Wawa.
listen. Here's the thing. Don't get it fucked up. Barbara Walters is a bad
She
bitch.
certainly is.
Yeah,
Alright.
I mean, I guess.
I'm not usually into the over 60 crowd, but Barbara Walters could get it.
Dude, I said Cher could get it, and you fucking scoffed at me.
She's not Barbara Walters.
She's not.
Dude, Cher is so much better looking than Barbara
No.
Walters.
Wait a
You're
minute,
crazy.
wait. Cher at what point though?
Cher
He's
right
talking about
now.
Cher right now. Yeah, yeah.
I'll take Cher right now over Barbara 10 years ago, easy, without even thinking about it. I'd rather fucking Walter Matthau than fucking Barbara Walters.
That's
Well,
a weird choice.
that
Yeah.
seems-
Well,
where
no,
did-
physically
no,
they're
like-
sort of the same though.
She's
But
the
here's the
female
other thing.
Barbara-
That
she's the-
sounds about on brand for you.
All right,
That
thanks.
you'd rather fuck a man.
Cher
than
is fucking
Barbara
hot,
Walters.
dude.
Sure. He's
Cher's
one of the
hot.
odd couple though, so I can see where you're going.
Payday.
What's that?
Cher or Barbara Walters?
Like today?
Right now.
It had to be Barbara Walters just because I feel like
What the
you
fuck
could, you
is
could
going on
get,
here?
You could get diseases from coming near whatever has happened to Cher.
Oh,
Yeah, you're
my
going where every
Yeah,
guy's
Cher's a
been
God.
fast girl. At least Barbara Walters has some respect for herself.
I would rather contract AIDS from Cher than
Is
have.
that a thing we concern ourselves with all of a sudden?
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
We like women who carry themselves respectfully.
I'd rather have a woman with a venereal disease that knows how to fucking get down.
That's
dirty,
why you
know what
picked
I'm saying?
Cher.
Yeah.
Well, you were just yelling. Listen, hold on a second. Because you were yelling about how. Because here's the thing. All venereal diseased women have fake eyebrows.
No,
I don't know if you did
eyelashes,
this,
dude.
and you were.
Eyelashes, dude.
Yeah,
That's
fake
interesting.
eyelashes. That's
Okay.
what I meant.
Well,
That's
yeah,
what I
well,
meant.
say what you mean.
And so you were all against fake eyelashes a week ago, and now all of a sudden.
Barbara Walters
that,
is living off of children's blood being pumped through her body at a constant and steady rate, dude. That woman is barely alive. We're talking about a woman who's barely alive.
Do you think Cher's okay?
I think Cher's fucking hot, dude. I
She's
think
fucking Frankenstein at
I
this
just
point.
think-
Cher
She's
can
only
walk
alive 'cause she keeps
upright.
getting hit by
Oh my
electricity.
god,
All right.
Barbara Walters walks out there like she should have a fucking walker with tennis balls
She
on it.
should. She's 100 years old.
Cher's doing fucking splits on a cannon. She's 70-something years
all
old.
fucking-
What I think it comes down to is that Cher has a more steady supply of adrenochrome, and therefore keeps herself looking a little bit
Who
younger.
has a higher? Barbara Walters has a higher adrenochrome than 100%. Barbara Walters is way more connected than Cher is.
Yeah, but
I
that
don't know
doesn't
about
mean
that.
but she might not
Barbara
be connected to the
Walters was like
adrenochrome
the
guy.
enemy of Hollywood for quite some time when she was a reporter.
Yeah, but
Oh
she
my
knows
God.
everybody.
But I gotta
She's
tell
so
you,
interconnected. That's fucking.
Cher versus Barbara
you're
Walters
falling
was
into
not
the
on
fucking
my.
work.
We're gonna
That's
talk
a
about it
work,
on the gig
Payday.
bingo
That's
sheet
a
at all.
work.
What's a work?
It's a work that she was the
No.
enemy of Hollywood.
No,
You're
it is
falling
not.
into it. This goes
All
back
right,
to my
listen.
point that wrestling is everything, and you're fucking a mark.
Here's the thing: you're looking
blowing up the mic.
You're looking for the argument with Payday too early. We got way better topics to argue on than this one. You know what I mean? I see you. You came out the gate. You saw it there quick. You wanted to get after it, and I respect the hell out of that.
Here and Payday's ready to tell me that men should be able to beat up women in the Olympics.
He thinks
I
he
didn't
he
say any of those
listen,
words.
here- no.
You said that Tuskegee
Let
was
me tell you what
number
it
one.
is. Yeah, here's what it is that he, since Payday feels that he would get beat up by a 115-pound girl, he thinks everybody would get beat up by a 115-pound girl.
Every untrained person versus a very highly trained person. Don't.
No, the weight
No, I
class
don't think
counts.
so.
I'm not making the mistake of saying like just a woman versus just a man. There's a very specific woman versus men.
Any woman who weighs 115 pounds.
What did we watch? What did we watch right before
There were
we
two
sat
men.
down? Two men. One was 185. The other was 315. Who won?
They've trained one.
They were both trained. They were
Yeah,
both
but
pride
one was
fighters.
trained as a boxer and a wrestler, and one was trained in jiu-jitsu.
So
Dude,
what?
If I'm a betting
You told
man,
me you're a wrestling guy.
I'm okay, and I would lose against a jiu-jitsu guy.
Okay.
Okay, but not a jiu-jitsu girl, dude. Because I don't care if she kicks me 117 times in the leg, I'm swatting that shit away.
Yeah, because here's the thing:
Is that-
at
that's what it
100,
is.
at 115 pounds,
Right.
she doesn't possess the muscle to snap a leg. She
Yeah,
might.
sure she does.
She
You don't
might
need
snap
muscle to
100.
snap a leg. You need
she
angles.
She might snap.
God.
No, you're not. It's not. No,
Listen,
not at
even if she
115
could,
pounds.
all you really have to do is connect once. You connect once, it's over.
Yeah, that is
You're,
true.
you're a
But
200 and some
Yeah,
pound man.
yeah, yeah.
You're going to hit a
I-
115 pound
I
girl. She's going
completely-
down.
I completely agree with that.
Plus, I hate
However-
women, so they
well,
had a
yeah.
huge disadvantage.
You have that
with me.
extra venom, yeah. You go home with your boyfriend, celebrate your victory, and
Yeah, me and my boyfriend.
enjoy
looks
your
like
birthday
Cher.
weekend. That shouldn't be hard to find.
What
Not at this point.
now back to the original
Oh,
question.
Norm?
No, well, off of Norm, right?
Okay.
Now that we went all the way,
Now that we barely
We
talked
Reel it
about
back
Norm.
in.
we went past left field. We're in the parking lot. Let's get back in the stadium,
Sure.
Okay.
right? Things that you would hide
Yeah.
from somebody. So obviously you got something in your brain that would be a thing that you would hide if you were going through it.
I don't have a thing. I was more so proposing the question outward.
Actually, you know what? That brings up a really good fact. And I tried to do this over the phone, but you don't answer my calls, right?
Me?
Yeah,
Not
you.
during the
What are
week,
you
no.
talking about?
I think I tried
This
to call.
dude don't. He like texts me. I text him back, and he's like, "Oh, I texted you. You didn't text me back." I'm like, I texted you back, dude. He didn't text me back.
Listen, this is better. We're going for good radio, all right? Just pretend, or don't. I don't care.
Go ahead.
Either which way.
One or the other.
I tried to
You get
talk
two
to you about
options.
this Thursday, right? And that being that you're a guy who doesn't hide anything, you were having a couple of rough days there.
Mm.
You were singing love songs on the
You know how
internet.
good I sound?
You were,
I'm feeling really good.
yeah, you're not a bad singer.
Thanks, man.
You're not a bad
That's all I
singer.
wanted to hear from you.
But what we were seeing was a man crumbling over what appeared to be a broken heart.
Coming off the rails.
What's going on with you? In all seriousness, what's
So
going
Norm
on?
Macdonald,
Are you okay?
The thing about Norm.
For a
I'm
man
okay.
who says that you're an open book and you don't hide anything, is this something that we're not going to touch?
No, we can touch it. I mean, like
Because
I, said,
I was in all reality, right? I'm like, what's up with the guy, right? Because you're like, I'm going through it. I'm having a bad day. I'll call you back later. And then I look and I'm seeing like what's going on your Instagram.
Well, I was changing it. So I was utilizing the things that I felt into poetry for like the last like 2 weeks, and then I was utilizing that and making songs, which is about a rebranding, which is about a new leaf being turned over, and it was just like those first 14 days of sobriety or whatever, and then it was the same kind of thing. It was like that whole age of 30 for me was a bad thing because it was I know it might seem like I made good out of it, which was my intention, but it was a rough time for me. Thus the fucking
You're 31 now?
31.
Okay.
on
Yeah, like
September.
the first
23rd.
half of 30, I guess, was probably kind of rough for you.
It was all rough for me though. I had to do like if it wasn't rough for me, I wouldn't have
You
made
wouldn't
the
have did
changes
what you
I
did.
made.
That's true.
And then so I did all those things or whatever, and then it was like so the relationship that I was in coming to an end, and what happened there was rough, and then it was like really ugly, and I've touched on this 100 times, so I'm not going to beat a dead horse, but
That'd be a first.
okay, dude, because you throw red blood on me if I do red paint on me.
Is that
if
what I
beat
would
a
do?
dead horse. I don't know what you do, you lib. The girl I was with was on drugs. I found out right before my 30th birthday. I knew, but I found out for sure right before my 30th
You got
birthday.
the evidence, yeah.
And then I was planning on a camping trip for my 30th birthday with my daughter and her. Told her that she wasn't going to go because I was just like, whatever, and then changed my mind at the last minute. And basically that morning was just like, already had her shit packed for her and was like, yeah, you're coming. Like, we're going to go do
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
And then made it through that event, and it was nice or whatever. And then, a couple weeks later, she was high on my couch again. So that's what started the whole, you got to get the fuck out. You know what I mean? And then that whole get the fuck out thing happened. But besides that last birthday, every other year that I had with her, my birthday was extremely special. And she's like the only person that I had that made things special that way. And my mom's like a crazy lunatic who literally wore a QAnon shirt on my birthday. And and she's a great woman, you know what I mean? But
Sure,
it's just,
seems
it's
like
a
it.
lot. It's a lot. And that's pretty much it. Is my fucking mom, you know what I mean? It's my mom and my daughter's, mine. So whatever. So it was just like the birthday thing hit me kind of hard because I was like, damn, dude, I miss someone making this feel special for me. And then in that interim, I was writing a bunch of like some of the saddest poetry I ever wrote in my life. But because I was trying to rebrand myself, because I don't want to rap anymore, but I do want to create music. I was also pissed off because I was supposed to do this shit with Rob D, who fucking cried me and hugged with me and said, I want to make all this music with you. And then I went to go make music with him, and it fucking failed. he didn't want to do it anymore or whatever. And I need it for my therapy as far as like just to make music. You know what I mean? I wanted to make music. Rob reached out to me to make music.
Right.
I'm like, all right, let's make music. We made one song, me, him, and Miles. We shot a video. We made things bang, 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 bang. But that's not what I was talking about. I wanted to start singing, doing like weird indie pop punk shit. You know what I mean? And just changing my whole lane and making different kind of music.
And just everybody else wasn't with it.
I just wanted to sing. He wanted to make music with me, and my vision was I want to make music like this.
That sounds wild.
That does
What
sound
happened?
wild.
What's
That's
going
what
on?
you sound like right now.
But only on the thing. The recording sounds beautiful. So don't even worry about it.
Oh, all right, so we'll fix it. How do we fix it?
I got it. Don't worry. You just keep talking
All
about
right,
your
yeah,
sad
yeah,
Wait,
story.
have you ever gone in that direction before at all, or?
No, I was in bands in high school. Like I fronted some bands. I was in like a punk kind of band, and then I was also in like I guess like an alternative band, and I kind of sang like Jonathan Davis a little bit.
As a frontman, that's what you do?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So I did shit like that. I like singing and I miss singing. And really, what comes down, what keeps playing in my head is when Rich Quick died, and we sat at his mom's house after the funeral or whatever. And Rich's mom went on about how she loved hearing Rich sing. Like she liked hearing him. She liked his music and shit, but she always liked when he would sing on a song. And it made me think of my mom not being so fond of my musical background, you know what I mean? Because she's like, she used to anyway. Now she's fucking far gone and lost it. But when I was a kid, she used to say, I wish I could show my friends your music, but I can't because you're vulgar and disgusting. You know?
Yeah, I've been through similar.
Yeah.
My dad used to always like say, why don't you play songs more like Sugar Ray? Because at the
Yeah.
time, like that's what he was into.
Yeah.
Like all my friends are standing around looking at my dad, like what?
Yeah. So like I think that's part of it. But I just so yeah, it was just a rough day. But I've been in the rebranding phase, and I feel like I was like, 30 was rough. I made a lot of changes. I feel like I grown a lot in 1 year, more than I grew in maybe the 5 years prior that I was with this woman. And all of it leads to another thing, so I don't regret anything or anything like that. But just like I think that maybe I'm new leafing it, and I think that like I'm gonna probably do my last couple of shows as Biz Mighty, and I'm gonna work on doing new shit. I was trying to do it myself, but I'm having trouble with Logic, and I'm having trouble with. I get so fucking pissed off not being able to figure things out. So like I'll get into like a spot. I'll record something. I'll be like, oh, that sounds pretty good. My vocals sound pretty good. Whatever. Now I got to move it over 4 bars, and all of a sudden I fucked up everything. And I'm just like, dude, I quit. I'll never do this again.
If only you knew somebody who does all those things for 25 years.
Did you hear how the audio sounded on the live?
Do you hear how it sounds when we post the videos,
Yeah,
though?
it sounds pretty good. Well, when we start doing the podcast and we start doing a wrestling podcast on Thursdays, but you have to watch
then-
every fucking AEW
Then
episode.
Wednesdays will be how we work Logic and all the other DAWs.
Yeah. Well, I'll
Okay.
just come early.
All right, that's
Listen,
fine.
I love that, Biz. I love that you're changing lanes because I feel like, right? I feel like Biz works. You need to learn to play the guitar.
I know.
Dude, if you could play the guitar, because, and I was telling Mikey this the other day, your live performance and stage show is like unparalleled, right? Like in comparison to fucking names that I've paid $40, $50, and $60 for tickets, they don't hold a fucking candle to a Biz performance on stage. Whether
Right.
there's fucking 3 people there or fucking 300, the response from them is the same. You have this thing in you that fucking reaches out and shakes fucking people up and makes them want to party.
Yeah, which
So-
is what I think. That's why I think I've always benefited as a rapper because it's real direct. So
Why
like,
do you wanna
changing
stop
that up.
rapping?
I just feel like I've outgrown it. I feel like I'm just kind of like I'd rather say more with less. You know what I mean? And
Can
I'd
you-
rather.
Can your performance age? Like,
I think
you know
I
what I'm
have
saying? Like,
to.
if you think you... No, I'm saying, like, for the rap part, and I'm not trying to talk into anything, but I'm just asking. So you think that you've outgrown it, which means it's like the topics and things like that. So can you move your rap to a more adult
I
sort
don't
of...
want to hear that.
You
shit.
just don't want to.
I
Okay.
don't want. So
All right.
like, there's
What do
guys.
you classify as moving towards more adult though?
Well, like,
how
so,
does it?
so if we're talking groups that already exist, you're talking about like Master Ace or
or
Little
even
Brother.
like Little Brother. Yeah.
So like
Day Law.
moving towards talking about life as it is
No,
as
and
an
I
adult
think that there's
versus
realms for that. And
the
I've
crazy
always
stuff.
kind of touched on shit like that, and people would like that shit that I did because it was so out of the realm of dick and pussy rap.
Right.
You know what I mean, or whatever the fuck people think I do. If I did something like I did a song called Free Will or whatever, and it was a pretty serious joint. I did a song called Collard Greens. It was a pretty serious joint. A lot of shit on Mad at the World was kind of serious. You
Right.
know, there was stuff on there where I was really trying to pour my heart out. I think that it comes across more. It's not often that I listen to a rap song and I'm emotionally moved.
Okay.
Nah, right.
It's a few. You
Okay.
know what I mean? And they're awesome. I love Ultralight Beam with Kanye and fucking Chance, but it's really
Yeah, they're
the
few and
fucking-
far between.
The choir that comes in there that really
Right.
evokes that fucking like, oh
It's
my
more
god.
the music than the bars that are gonna evoke anything.
And sometimes the bars will you know, will evoke shit too, like that Trying People song by De La Soul. Like that's another joint where it moves me, you know, like I feel something from it. But there's so many songs and people that I don't even hold in like super high regard. Well, just a certain song is just like, holy shit, that rings true to me. You know what I mean? And I want to be able to make that kind
I
of
think
shit.
you might hate me for this, but I could see you running in the Whitey Ford type of lane,
I'm fine with that.
where you're still rapping, but you're kind of changing up, like Payday saying, you're not getting away from rap. You're just doing it in a more grown man manner. Where
I love Everlast shit, dude. I really do. I thought Everlast had a good album. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
so,
And then you still have that opportunity inside of that kind of
to
lane
drop a couple bars.
to rock a party too,
Yeah.
like to get there and rock a party. Because I think that you'll do a phenomenal job if you come with, you know, your Busy Ford Sings the Blues. You,
Right.
you hit them with 3 tracks to open, and then fucking on the strumpf drops, and you fucking shut the whole place down, and
Yeah,
then
yeah, yeah.
fucking bring it back, and you know what I mean? Like now you're just that much more versatile.
Yeah.
I do think I think that heading in that lane, like as far as kind of a blues rapper, you might create your own goddamn thing that nobody's what the fuck? Payday's over there
I'm messing with stuff.
making noises. I hope that it doesn't. We got it good. I don't know if we need to mess with anything, Pay,
It could always be better.
or it's gonna turn out worse.
That's right. It's 50-50.
I think that I think you might fuck around and create this kind of lane of music that really doesn't have a fucking label on it. Like
Well, I'd like
with
to
the
do
rap
shit
and
like the fucking music that I like. You know what I mean? Like I think about like I know this is like obviously I'm not Queen, but I listen like Queen is like they just do whatever the fuck they want to do, and they just make a whole album and it's like whatever the fuck they want to do. And I think that there's shit that I want to do that's kind of ballady. There's shit that I want to do that's like real like amped up like punk rock, pop punk type shit. And then there's shit that I want to do that's maybe heavy, shit that I want to do that's maybe blues, maybe whatever. And I think that if I get comfortable in it, then I won't have a problem dropping a 16 or 32 or whatever in something and being like, this is also part of it. But I would like to do, going back to my love of wrestling, my love of Kiss. I can't believe you didn't know what Kiss caskets were, but I get it. I'll probably be buried in one.
fair enough.
I
I'll
love
be
Kiss. They're my
bury me in
first
low.
I've seen them 5 times. There was one of my first concerts when I was 10. It was at my 10th birthday gift, and I love Kiss. But I would like to bring that more into the forefront. I've always kind of been like. So a lot of times people knew me from what I was doing rap-wise because I would show up wearing like a bathrobe and a goofy hat and kind of look like a homeless Ben Franklin or whatever, you know, and just kind of like I had like a look. And then I stopped giving a shit because honestly I used to see dudes like Reef that would be wearing like their shirt from like fucking some mechanical shop that they worked at one time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just looking like a blue-collar dude that was up on stage, like a regular-ass dude. And Reef got me by some years, you know what I mean? So I would look up to a dude like that and being like, this is it, you know what I mean? Like this dude leaves his job, whatever the fuck he's doing, you know what I mean? He goes to Amsterdam, he rocks out in front of fucking 10,000 people, comes back here, rocks a show in front of 20, you know what I mean? And there's no same kind of thing as you're saying you see in me, I see in Reef as far as he
Yeah.
still holds it the fuck down.
Yeah.
So I like that. So I started kind of adapting my lane. Like I started feeling like an older cat that rapped. I wasn't necessarily, but when you're 17, 16 years old doing shows with, you know, Capos and Burks and people that got you by a couple of years, but you're fucking holding your own in the same kind of environment.
Yeah. You're a couple years ahead of
You
yourself.
kind of feel like and I feel
feel like
like
you've been there for a while.
Yeah, I feel like I aged quicker. I mean, it's probably all it is, but I'm just saying to me, it feels like I was in the game 10 years by the time I was 26. So I felt like a vet. You know what I mean? Even though to the outside perspective, I could have just been selling myself short and would have looked better. Like, oh shit, this kid's only 26. You know what I mean? A lot of people didn't know that I was 16 when I was showing up.
It was probably the general perspective, though. Most people showing up to actually watch your show probably were like, damn, this kid's 26. But at the same time, because you've been there for a minute, you already know the crew.
Plus, my
You know
fucking
everybody around.
my shit is up here now. I'm not trying to be a dope 26-year-old. I'm trying to be a dope vet. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'm trying to flex. And that was my biggest problem with everybody anyway, was like, I thought that these people were my peers when they still saw themselves as my mentors. You know what I mean? Or still saw themselves as my dad. You know what I mean? Or the uncles of the game or whatever.
I think by you kind of throwing, like with the rap game, right? With rap, there's a set of like morals where you gotta. I'm trying to get here. I'm trying to get here. You know what I mean? I'm trying to be able to fucking open for Raekwon. And then after that, I'm trying to fucking head my own show at this spot. And I'm trying to get
Setting up,
invited
like,
to Jersey Fresh.
accomplishments and
Yeah.
tiers.
There's accomplishments that are kind of laid out for you, right? And I think that now that that's kind of thrown to the wind, you get to be able to get back to the focus of just fucking making music because it's connecting to what your fucking soul is telling you to do.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, like as you go through doing all that stuff, like I had played in bands for years, wrote music for years or whatever, but you always have you have these goals and ideas. Like I need to get here at this point, and my goal is to play this show at this venue,
Right.
open up for these guys. But at the end of the day, you kind of get blinded by stuff like that because the real goal of all of it is just to write good music.
Right.
And as you write good music, as long as you think it's cool, odds are somebody else is going to like it as well.
Yeah.
That feeling that you get where you get, like that tingle in the back of your neck as you're writing something, you're like, yeah, that was dope.
Yeah.
Somebody else is going to feel that thing too. And majority of the time is if you do make something like that, people just appreciate it.
Yeah, well, that's where I'm trying to get at now is really coming from a lot of what I've done in the past has just been like, I'm going to write some shit like this or I'm going to do it like this. And I'd be trying to just impress myself and just having fun and sometimes just adding to the music.
Playing
you know
the
what I
rap
mean? Whatever.
puzzle.
Yeah.
Doing the thing. Now, I feel like I want to come from my heart for that tingle on the back of the neck thing. I don't give a fuck if it's gay, if fucking 40 people think it's fucking corny and weak and gay. I care that it came from my... Shut up.
That means 40 people listen, though.
Yeah,
That's
right.
a good thing.
Okay, yeah. It's more than your podcast.
Your podcast, too.
The one you're on right now?
It's like it's only your kid when they do something bad. You know what I mean? All right. Anyway, but yeah. So I want to do shit like that, and then I want to be able to then create a character. Like in my head, I always wanted to do that because I'm a fan of pro wrestling, because I'm a fan of Kiss. I want to like create. I talked to a couple people about making the masks. You know what I mean? Because I just thought it would be cool to just like, even if it's not like, I don't see it the same way that we were talking about like aspirations to fucking get to that next tier. It's more so just for me to just be like, this is cool. Like, I think this is cool. So I wanted to focus on the music, focus on the writing, focus on all of that, get all that planned out, marked out, ready to go. And then as I do a rollout with that album, now it sounds like I'm trying to make a difference, but it's for me. I wanted to create a character that this person is perspectively.
Well, here's the. I think that
Perceptively.
I think that maybe part of that is, right. We've had Biz. I'm talking as you when I say us, right? So we've had some turmoil throughout our rap career, right, Biz?
Okay.
And I think that maybe like inside of this conversation, what I see, and I could be completely wrong, obviously, is like you were trying to create this you were always looking at yourself as a character. Like Biz Mighty is the character, and like Corey makes the music for Biz Mighty as the
I
character.
agree. Yeah.
So now, like, even with this idea, you're saying like, oh, I want to do this as a character and this as a character. It might not be the lane to go. Corey Miller might be the guy to make the music and to perform the music, to really have it to connect with people more so. There's not a character in between Corey's soul that's making the music and the person who's listening. Now, like, the idea of a caricature of yourself is probably...
Well, that's more like what Biz Mighty is more of a caricature of me, you know what I mean? It's me to the extreme levels, you know what I mean? I don't think that it's not, but I think you're right, and I think that there might be something too. In my head, it's just like I'm obsessed with things that are like larger than life and cool like that.
Yeah, but isn't that part of the genre and everything? Like you go
With
into
rap,
yeah,
yeah,
with rap
yeah.
specifically, it's like everybody's building this like legendary image of themselves,
Yeah.
and it's all about creating that or whatever to sell. You as an artist.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now in my head now, like, so when I did that song with Rob and Miles, and I felt that really good, like, fuck, these are the people I've known. Rob since 2nd grade. I've known Miles since 9th grade. I made music with these dudes since 10th grade. You know what I mean? Together. You know what I mean?
Mrs. Quick's in the building.
And
Hi,
then
Mrs. Quick.
What's up, Miss Quick? Mama Quick. We come full circle back and do something, and I felt fucking phenomenal about it. And then I get crazy accolades. Not accolades. Maybe there's no
You got
word.
your props.
I got a lot of props
Yeah.
from people that I made 2 Dumb Ugly records, and I gained a whole bunch of new fans, but not thousands of new fans, 20s of new fans. You know what I mean? So I did the first music that I really did in since my daughter was born, so 7 years.
Yeah.
I made 2 albums in 2 years. And it didn't open up any big door. I was proud of what we did. You know
But
what
you
I mean?
didn't feel like it connected with the people.
But the fucking song I did with Robin Miles connected with people. People were just like, "This is it, man."
Yeah.
Like it was bittersweet because it made me feel like, well, do you guys know that I fucking put out 2 albums? So there was like some pretty cool, unique shit. Like
Right.
it
There's other
wasn't.
stuff on this.
Yeah, there's like I did other shit, but it was just I think it was because it was outside the box and it was whatever. Now, and it's not all about connecting with people, but when I do something that meant a lot to me, like that song meant a lot to me, and then that connects to a lot of people,
Yeah.
that's fucking dope.
Yeah.
And that was me. That was us. That's just the 3 of us shed kids doing some shed shit. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
Which
yeah.
is like it. That's more me than anything Biz Mighty
It was
did.
it
because
was very
it's me.
sheddy.
Yeah.
Very
so,
sheddy, but also like at the same time, I told you I liked it because you were coming. Like even the video was like I'm on some grown man shit. Like
Yeah.
the bars were I'm talking about fucking grown man shit. I'm fucking doing this in my safety vest because I'm a fucking blue collar dude. So I'm driving around in my car, my Volvo, because I like safety for my daughter in the back. You know what I mean? It's got side airbags. It's crash rated. You know what I mean?
Rated, yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking phenomenal.
course.
So like, it's proof, right? It's proof that like, of concept that taking Biz out of the picture and giving the people Corey is the thing that connects.
Yeah, possibly. I just really want a cool mask. You know what I mean?
I'm not mad at you for a cool mess. Aren't you going to wrestling school? Isn't that one of the things that's on the agenda?
Yeah, soon.
You going
Now,
to
let
the,
me
the
ask you-
monster,
It's
the
this
Monster
Sunday.
Factory?
No, I'm going Chikara Pro. Well, I'm doing like it's not necessarily a school. It's more of a tryout.
What's gonna come first? Well, I guess wrestling school is gonna come before the KLX.
Yeah, so that's the other thing is like I got this DJ equipment. I've been working with it. I finally got it out of the box and was working with it and shit like that. And I
Did
would
you
hope-
hit up my cousin who I tagged you was looking for a DJ?
No, I didn't see that.
I tagged you on a post.
100%. I would.
He doesn't take your calls. He doesn't look at
like
your
that.
I
posts.
know, I know.
Let's
He
be
don't care
honest.
nothing.
I don't
about
know
He's
me.
just here
going
because you
on.
have the equipment to record.
I thought I was the popular
Wow.
guy, and
Dude,
I guess
I'm sorry.
I'm just
No,
not.
I love you, Cove. I don't know what's going on in the world, dude. I really don't. I don't know why I'm missing things.
You
dude.
know what I don't know about? I have no idea, right? Me and Gav over here went to Lowe's this morning. I had to take a leak, right? I go in to go take a leak in the furthest, and I know this has been talked about time and time again, but I go to pee in the furthest left urinal, and there's 3 urinals,
Okay.
and in saunters a larger gentleman who decided to pee right next to me
Yeah, it's rough.
instead of taking the other urinal.
That's
What
twice.
did you do
that's-
it for?
That's twice wrong. First of all, it's just wrong because you're supposed to go every other. That's the rules. Everybody knows it.
Yeah.
And then
funny
when
thing
you're larger, you're supposed to make sure you space yourself out as well because you're hanging over as it is.
Yeah,
So this
yeah.
guy just doesn't care about humanity anymore.
Yeah, but it was all open. Nobody was in there.
It doesn't
was just-
matter.
he just picked his urinal like right next to
Okay,
him.
but
Is
then
that-
there was
Like he was going
options
to
to
strike
go.
up a
Every,
conversation that didn't happen. You know, like
Yeah, it's weird.
Like I want to say like I guess the age old thing is like, what were you trying to take a peek? But it's not even that. It's just like you have no sense of what's going on here. Like, do you have no sense of shame? Like, what's the
I
situation?
think maybe he has OCD and he had to go to the 3rd one. You know what I mean? Like maybe
Nope.
he's just like, that's my urinal. Dude.
Space-
it's
simple.
called spatial awareness. He has no spatial awareness.
Yeah.
He just went in, saw himself a toilet, went to the bathroom, and had no fucking care for
Dude, I was
what
just-
else was going on in the room.
I was just at the beach the other day, like whatever it was, 3 weeks ago, and I set down my fucking my towel or whatever, and it was kind of there were some people there. It was like Labor Day weekend, whatever it
yeah.
was.
So it's probably kind of jumping.
It was kind of jumping, but it wasn't crazy.
Which
you know
beach
what I mean?
did you go to? Whoa.
I went to Point Pleasant.
Okay.
Solid
Solid beach.
Yeah, it's good, relatively something to do on the Boardwalk Family Beach. I usually go to Belmar, but it's kind of boring for Dahlia. So I
Right.
go to Point Pleasant. There's a little bit more to do.
Yeah.
A little bit more of daddy's money to spend
Yeah.
dwindling
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
for a fucking duck. You know what I mean? I'll kill you.
Yeah, but it might have the thing on the
In
bottom,
the
and then you can win a
bathtub.
fish.
$23 rubber ducky.
I will fucking murder. It's like you don't even try to spend money, and it's $300 later.
It's like $10 for 4 darts.
It's
Dude,
only-
it's like, what are we doing?
It's only
here?
going to get more
For a
expensive.
plush. I was loudly, I wanted everyone to know how fucking angry I was with the amount of money things were costing.
Yeah, I'm
I
sure you're
was
not
lit-
the only guy.
You,
I
you,
was
you
literally
weren't
wa-
obligated to spend, you know.
No, I know, but it's just like,
We could stop on the way home and
my
pick up a
daughter
plush
was
if
like,
you want.
the fucking, you know the game where you hold on to the bar and the bar moves?
Right.
And you fucking whatever,
Yeah.
and it's fucking like $10 to do it. And if you win, you get a plush Winnie the Pooh.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. Let's
yeah,
go
yeah.
And it's
somewhere
like,
else and
I'll
get
just
a
go
plush for
buy a
$8.
plush Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, but you can. If you walked up to that guy and you were like, "Yo, I'll give you $10," they'll give it to you.
Yeah?
You can just buy them. Yeah,
These
yeah.
Yeah.
are fucking things we need to talk about, man.
See,
I didn't know.
when
These
I
are the life lessons you need.
This is all I need.
Yeah,
dude.
when
I'm
I
not-
do something like that, when I'm going on a vacation or like going for the weekend, I have to shut that part of my brain off where it's like, don't spend too much here. Like I just go, and then I feel very sad on Monday morning when I look at my account. But I just stop thinking about it because, like, here's the reality: is that that's the shit that like Sadie's gonna be like, remember when I was really little and we went to Savannah and did X, Y, and Z, like.
Right.
And that cost way more than I fucking planned on it costing.
yeah.
Yeah, but there's a middle ground. Like you could throw her like a $5 bill and say you got one shot at it. Good luck. You don't have to sit there just dumping out.
No,
Oh,
that
yeah,
wasn't.
no,
I'm
yeah,
very.
yeah.
I'm not. I'm a non-wasteful, born broke, always will act broke type of dude. So like, I'm not going crazy, but that kind of shit fucking haunts me. But anyway, I say that to say this: I'm fucking sitting at the beach. I put my towel down. I got a good space around me. I'm not crazy anymore at the beach. I used to bring the fucking umbrella, the chair, all the shit.
Yeah, it's too much.
I also
I
used
hate
to have a
that.
girlfriend, right? So she'd help out with a bag on her
And she
shoulder.
needed all that.
Right.
That's like a girl. Like girls need all that
Yeah,
stuff
it's
at the
true.
beach.
It's
Like,
true.
I don't even need the towel. I'll
But
just
you
go
need
to the
it
beach.
if you got a girl.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah, you
can't just
do.
go there with a fuck. Like I went there with Dahlia. She's just gonna go fucking run on the water.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna lay on a towel. So what do
Nah,
I
I'll
need?
take a
3
chair.
towels.
I think a solid chair's
a nice
chair's
folding
right,
chair,
yeah.
like a bagged folding chair.
I
you
got
can sit
it.
down,
I got a
yeah.
really nice chair, but it's a pain in the ass. And if I just have everything that I can carry in a book bag, I don't got to go back to the fucking car with my shit. Anyway, so I'm sitting there. I got my thing set up, and then the couple next to me or whatever, the 2 people and a kid or whatever, leave. So I pulled my shit over a little bit to the left, just not where they were, but more so I have more room around me. So the other people, I'm not infringing on their good
Yeah,
time
on
with
top of
my
each other.
man feet out. But the fucking then.
You had your toes out.
Yeah, I'm at the beach.
Okay,
dude.
fair.
the socks
Now
on.
let me
Only
ask you this.
time
Hold
you're
on.
allowed.
But when you stepped out of the car, here's the real question: you step out of the Volvo, right?
Yeah.
Now, is your foot already? Even rewind even further. You step into the Volvo to go to the beach.
Yeah, full
Foot
sock
out.
and shoe, dude.
Full foot out
I'm sock and shoeing it all the whole way there.
until you get to the beach, right?
So I get
No,
to the
till I
beach.
stop.
You got socks on the way, like on the way
Absolutely.
to your seat. Socks.
No. Listen. Hey,
On the drive to the beach,
on the drive to the
Okay.
socked up.
Okay.
I'll
But then,
go
like,
sock
once you-
and flop.
Once you park, you take the socks off.
Once I parked, I
all right.
went in the straight Crocs.
Then you
All right,
can let the
socks.
piggies
All right,
out.
we're good.
I didn't
Yeah.
let the piggies out until I got to the beach. I had the Crocs on. The piggies are still.
Okay,
This is like
okay.
a fucking problem I have. Johnny Cabs on Facebook talking shit like fucking flip flops or Crocs, and it's pissing me the fuck off because they're not.
Flip flops are not Crocs. Flip flops are way more acceptable.
But
They-
they
they
shouldn't
got-
be
they
because
got
your
flip-flop
fucking man
Crocs.
feet aren't out.
Yeah, but I do the hood rat thing where I put a sock on underneath my flip flop.
Underneath
That's
the
a
flip flop.
that's a jail thing.
I'm
That's
still-
definitely
yeah,
a jail thing.
I'm
Yeah.
seeing
do that
way-
too, though.
It's like seeing a
Comfortable.
dude. It's like seeing a dude with stretch pants on with no fucking drawers on. I can still see the whole outline of your big toe. I don't want to see that, dude.
Yes, you do.
Cover the shit the fuck up. I'll see it if it shares.
No.
I don't want to see anybody else's outline.
No. It's like wearing stretch pants with sweatpants over them. It's
No.
still a little fruity, but you put the sweatpants on top
Nah,
to
dude.
like so
I can see the
you're
outline
good
of your
with
toe,
yourself.
dude. There's still too much I'm seeing here.
I
I'm just
do it
saying
for
it's not-
myself.
I'm happy for you. It's better than barefooting it like a fucking madman.
I'll put the outline of my toe on this table right now, dog.
Dude, I love.
You're gonna end the show for him. He's not. Oh, now we're done.
No,
He's not gonna
Right,
be.
my foot
It's
out.
not
He's not
like
gonna be
it
able to
don't
focus
fuking
the
make
rest
me
of the night.
nauseous. It's fine. It's just like fucking.
I'll wave my big
I just
toe
think
at you
it's
so quick.
respectful. I don't care. I don't give a shit, dude. I fucking eaten out of trash cans in my life. I'm not like a fucking priss. I think that dudes need to watch the way their feet are out. Anyway, the fucking this couple a mom, a grandmother, and a child. Now later I find out I see the mom dipping out on the boardwalk, like on some shit.
Like
dude.
falling, like nodding on herself.
Nodding, bro.
Oh, classy John.
Yeah. So, but she parks her fucking shit right next to me, and then
That's called a New Jersey nap.
dude. So it's like the same thing when you're at a fucking movie theater. You know what I mean? Back in the day when you used to just be able to go to a movie theater and just sit wherever the fuck you want, and you're on the third week because you're not a crazy person. You know how now you got to go to the movie theater and pick your fucking seat a day in that
Yeah, because too many fucking animals just go and sit all over the place. They can't fucking handle
All right,
themselves.
well, I go week 3. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now I
Well,
just watch
it's already-
everything
yeah.
online for free. But
Well, right.
but that's because I can't handle the general public.
No, the general public is awful.
The worst people.
Yes, all
Anyway.
of them.
I love them.
No, I can't. It's just like when I go to watch a movie, I want to watch a movie. I don't want you to fucking be over here in my way.
Yeah, don't sit close to me.
Don't
if I
sit
don't
close
have
to me.
Don't
Don't
be
talk
on the
to your
phone.
friend. In relationships, like I put a movie on. The fucking movie's on. I don't care if it's my daughter. Like, shut up, dude. The movie's on. We eat the food. We eat quietly. And here's another thing. I don't know if it's because she's 7 or because she's a woman, but she doesn't
Yes.
know when to talk.
I think it's a
Well,
combination
no,
of both.
it's both.
There's a part you can talk. There's action scenes. There's music loud. There's no dialogue.
But what are you
Yeah,
gonna
yeah, yeah.
like? Don't even talk then because
It ruins
I'm
it.
watching the movie at the
No,
same time
I'm
you
with
are, so I don't have
You're
any more
fucking right.
answers than
I'm
you.
not. You're right. Okay.
Why did she
There's-
do that? I don't fucking know.
there's
I'm watching
never-
it too.
You
There's
gotta watch
never
to find out.
when you're watching a movie. There's never an appropriate time to talk.
No.
Never.
My wife will try that, and why is this happening? I'll bet they're going to explain it at some point.
How
Let's
about
fucking
we
You'll
find
just
out.
figure it out soon.
You
Yeah.
got any questions at the end of Inception? We'll
Write it
talk
down.
about it afterwards.
Write
you know
it
what
down.
I'm saying?
I give her a
Some
notepad.
of these
Write it
movies,
down.
there's some shit that you're like, oh wait, dude, if you can't figure it out, then go in the other room and watch fucking SpongeBob. I don't know what the fuck to tell you.
Go
I'm
on the
trying
internet.
to enjoy
Check it
the
out
movie.
yourself. I'm trying to figure it out
I
too.
can't stand people in general. But the fucking so the lady and their mom and whatever the fuck dipped out McGee and her fucking dumb kid come out and fucking set her shit up right next to my shit. So now I'm an asshole. So I am now moving my shit back loudly.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I guess I'll just come. I'll just go back to where I was then, right? And I'm
Yeah.
moving my shit. My daughter's already embarrassed at 7, and then some guy was just like saying some small talk, like I forget what he said. He's like, oh, you packed light or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
I just had a couple towels and some
Which you
shit.
did.
Yeah. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm glad that I did because, people just like to infringe on your space as soon as you get somewhere and ruin your day. Like, that's who I am. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah, yeah.
I can't just be like, oh, yeah.
We bring a
I'm
Bluetooth
gonna- when-
speaker with
yeah.
us to the beach.
No.
and no, I'm saying.
Oh, I
we
hate
bring a
those
Bluetooth
people.
speaker. Keep it kind of low and everything, just like for us while we're sitting there. And it's usually playing something real calm. But when people do that, the music and the volume completely changes. Like the most vulgar shit I will put on Two
Yeah.
Live Crew, turn it up as much as I can, and they just kind of inch away from
Oh,
you.
dude, one
I
time.
will. I'll address it if, like, besides the urinal thing. But for the most part, like, if somebody comes all in my space, like, yo, you, like, what are you doing?
old
here?
I
as
address it,
sand
but
over
I'm
here.
very passive aggressive. Like, I just am.
We noticed.
So I just I want you to just know that I think you're a cunt, but I don't want to say, hey, you're being kind of a cunt here.
Why
you
not?
know?
Try that.
There's
Try
so
that
many
sometime.
other
Shot.
places
Yeah,
you
see
could
how
go.
that works out.
Go direct.
So like, I can't even think of a time that I've done. Like one time we were at the beach with my daughter and my ex, and we're sitting way back on the beach at Belmar. It was packed that day or whatever, and it's Belmar, so it's a nice clean beach. And there's a lady sitting there with a Bluetooth speaker listening to like Cardi B and shit. And I'm
Okay.
there with my then 5-year-old.
It's a little much, and
So-
I totally agree.
And I'm just like, and I remember just being, my girl said something at the time, like, we got a kid over here. Can you not listen to
Right,
that?
right.
And she just kind of was like, some fat, disgusting pig
Just
roasting
ratchetry.
with fucking a 2-piece bathing suit on. Like anybody, I'd rather suck a man foot than look at your fucking grotesque body out there fucking wailing it. That's another thing too. Cover
Fat
up,
girls,
ladies.
hate
Dude,
'em.
if you're just out there being fat, just have some, just be a little humble. You know what I
Have
mean?
some dignity.
You like every pie except for humble, you fucking piece of shit. But the fucking so that bothered me. And I remember, but I just sat there and just talked shit loudly. Like I
Yeah.
was looking at my ex and was just sitting there talking to her and just being like, "Wow, what a fucking ignorant piece of shit lady." Like I guarantee no one in the world would ever fuck that cow. You know what I mean? Just because, but instead of just being like that to her, you know
Well,
what
I'm
I mean?
glad that it doesn't still, after all this time,
doesn't linger.
bring up
Bother you.
any
Yeah.
feelings of rage within you. You seem to have dealt with
Happened
it
and
very
you
well
dropped
and
it.
got
You
it
just
out of your
moved on.
life.
Yeah.
I hope that fucking last Krispy Kreme donut she ate made her lose a foot in the parking lot, dude. I fucking hate that lady forever.
I'm a guy who loves fitness, and I got. Here's what happened today. I shed a little bit of blood on the squat rack.
Okay.
You know?
You got a little pinchy.
Yeah. Usually I don't do legs on a weekday because then I have to work, right? And I wasn't even going to work out at all today. I was going to give it an off day. I was like, I've been at the yard 4 days in a row now. Like, I'm good. I could take a day off.
Right.
I got the podcast. I got to eat some dinner. I got to take the trash out. That kind of shit.
Yeah.
Regular shit.
But then Gav and Biz both said, Biz said I got to do triceps, and Gav said I'm going to get my gym clothes on and go to the gym. And I was like, well, I got no choice now. You know what I mean? I have no choice. So I went and I decided I was going to do light legs. I never do light legs. I think that I'm going to, but it just doesn't
Yeah, it
happen.
don't
Right?
Once you get there, you got to jack it.
Yeah. So I was getting wild busy on the fucking hack squat, and so much so that I'm like throwing it up, and I kind of stretch my arms out like this, and the hack squat comes down
Pinch you down.
right to give me a nice little turtle bite on the back of the arm, and I
That's it.
lifted up, and one single drop of blood dropped right onto the squat rack, just to leave my DNA there, so the rest of the world knows.
They know.
That's how hard I went on that
That's right.
squat rack
Yeah,
today.
man.
I got
Good for you.
I got a question for you about that.
Please,
So you go to the gym frequently.
I try to. I'm getting kind of sick of it, but
well,
yeah.
I know. But you do it because you like your routine, but also you do it out of a certain amount of vanity, right? You want to look good, but you look at yourself in the mirror and you have to judge yourself, and sometimes you judge yourself more harshly and this and that.
Yeah.
So I'm doing some things to try to better my health and slim down and whatnot. And
About time.
thank you. Today, when I went to the store, I had to buy the next size down in pants.
Hey,
So,
hey,
Let's
hey,
go. Hey.
Round of applause.
All right, huh?
Thank you, thank you.
Wearing a 44 now.
Well, no, but so my question was like for me,
Yeah.
that's the unmitigated proof that there is some
that
progress
it's
happening.
working.
right?
Yeah.
Because like somebody could say, "Oh, you look really good," or "You look like you're doing really well," but that's just them saying something. Me having to wear a smaller pant is proof.
Yeah.
What's your version of that? Like when you're a fit person and you're working out, what's your version of obviously this is all working because XYZ?
Well, so there's a couple things that happen, right? One is that a lot of my working out, as much as it is a endeavor in vanity,
Right.
endeavor in
Yeah.
that
You
was
worked.
the right
Yeah,
sentence.
you
Yeah,
did it, man.
yeah.
Even if it was wrong, we
I
tell
promise
you
I'll
it's
let you know when it's not.
I mean, even when it's not, I just still own it. So
Yeah.
it just is
Double
what it-
down usually.
Yeah,
triple
as
down.
much as it's an endeavor in vanity, right? It's way more of an endeavor in sanity.
Okay.
You know, like, and I had this conversation with my wife on my way to the gym today. I was like, I really am getting sick of fucking going to the gym. Like, I'm just in a slump. I'm not feeling it.
Right.
But I have no choice but to go because I don't want to take Zoloft.
Right.
So this is like, you know what I mean? It's a thing.
This is your therapy.
Yeah, the gym is TWD Prozac. So even if I'm not seeing anything, right?
Right.
Like there's no fluctuation, there's no anything happening in my physique. Like I know that and maybe that's why I'm getting tired of it, right? Because right now I'm just kind of like
You're not
plateaued
and you're not seeing any
Yeah.
any advance.
right.
Okay.
I switched up my program a little while ago and started to see like got a little difference. I like shook off some pounds, was getting a little cut up. Like all summer I felt like I was pretty good. And now I'm just the same as I was, and I think that probably that's part of what's having me be like, I'm just sick of this shit. I'm sick of fucking working out. It's not whatever. But I also understand that when I don't work out for an extended period of time, I start
It
fucking
falls apart fast.
feeling like Biz on a bad day. You know what I
Stop
mean?
sounding like it's your birthday. Or
Yeah,
something.
it's feeling like Biz on his birthday.
But don't you also see the progress in reps and sets and weight and stuff like that? Like isn't
Sometimes,
It
yeah.
depends. You'll hit plateaus though, where you just don't get sore like you used to get sore anymore.
Yeah, but
I
isn't
mean-
that a attribution to? I don't know because I could go a lot harder, right? But like and I plan on it. But I'm just saying isn't there a part where like if you're not getting sore like you used to get sore, can't you push harder to get more sore?
You start switching up your routines.
Yeah,
and
but
everything,
there
too, and
comes a
different
point
stuff,
when it's like, you like look, and I'm not saying this to brag, but I'm trying to brag a little bit.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Is that like I have started the most ridiculously hard fucking program that I've ever started, right? And it's like, I get to some of these workouts where I'm like, fuck this, right? Because I physically just can't fucking keep doing it, right? But also at the same time, I'm not getting sore. So like, I'm working physically as hard as I can, you know what I mean? Without fucking dying and throwing up, but I'm not getting anywhere. So why did I say that? What did we say before that?
Talking about how you increase your sets, increase your reps if you're not
Yeah,
getting
like what do you
sore.
do if you go all the time, and how do you measure your results?
Yeah, I think the soreness is one, but when the soreness stops, right? I'm just at that point for me, I'm just looking for the pump. Right? Like if you and that's probably also what keeps me like half addicted to the gym is that like when I work out, even if I'm not like gaining more muscle or getting more cut, I get more pump for that day because I worked out that day. So my shoulders look a little nicer than they did yesterday.
Yeah.
And then that dwindles, and then by the next week I'm ready to fucking pump my shoulders up again for the
Yeah.
day. So I mean, I'm not really seeing, I guess I'm not really seeing any type of
But if you're putting up more weight, it's not necessarily what you're seeing in the mirror. It's what you're seeing in what you're doing.
but I'm not necessarily putting up more weight all the time, nor am I tracking it.
Like I track it. So like when I started doing like skull crushers, 50 pounds, I was doing 4 sets of 8. Now I do 5 sets of 20, and I feel like I could do another 5 sets if I wanted to.
Yeah.
But the difference between what I feel my output is so much more that I'm like, I know I'm stronger because I used to have struggle doing fucking 4 sets of 8.
Yeah.
Now I'm doing 5 sets of 20, and I feel like I could do 5 more. The only reason I didn't is because I had to get here. You know what I mean? And in different situations, it's watch wrestling or clean my house or do you know what I mean? Whatever it is, I got something else to do.
I don't know how it is for you guys, but for me, it's like if I gain a bunch of weight, I can obviously put up more weight. Like this is the strongest I've ever been chest wise. Like if I sit down with dumbbells, and
Yeah.
I've never been able to.
Well, that's me
in
too.
my life.
I was down at 204, and now I'm back up like 216, and I feel so much stronger.
Yeah, but at this
that's
point-
why I could whoop Thug Rose's ass.
right.
At this point, I like going through cycles. Like I like adding 30 pounds, getting sloppy, and then trying to cut it all off and getting in shape again. So then, like your question was
What a
like,
bunch of fucking
Yeah.
hodgepodge.
well, your question was, how do you measure your results, dude? It's like
Right.
fucking yeah.
I like to get fat.
Yeah.
So
And
then
then-
That's how I
Get
measure
back
my
to where I
results.
was.
Yeah.
so then when you go back to the gym and shit, you're seeing normal results right
Here's
away.
what
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah,
I
see your point.
plateau at a certain level of skinniness,
'Cause I've
and I
been there
can't
where
get
it's
any
bad.
skinnier or more cut.
So I
So
chunk
then I
up.
get fat,
And then go back.
and then I just get back down to that skinniness
All
where
right,
I
but come on,
plateau.
let's be real. How long does it take you now to see actual results from programs that you do?
Uh,
and actually notice it and track it and all that. It's different.
But I don't track
'Cause
it
you
or
work out
notice
all the
it. Yeah,
time,
I
man.
don't track it or notice it. I'm just going to the gym because it's my fucking Prozac at this point.
Then
Like
why-
I literally am going. Like I. It's funny that you said this because this was a thing that I said 3 hours ago to my wife. Like I don't really even fucking want to work out anymore, but I have no choice.
So if you're going there for the mental release of
Yeah.
it, why are you changing programs and looking for more difficult programs?
Well, this last program that I did
Right.
has kind of ended. The cycle of that program has ended.
Okay.
I started that program because I was here, right? Where I was like
Okay.
getting sick of the things
you
I
needed
was
to
doing,
switch
and
it
I'm
up
like,
just for
nothing's fucking happening.
Just
So
for
I s-
entertainment's sake, basically.
So I switched up the program. I got a little bit of gains off of it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Put a little more muscle on. Maybe got a little more cut. But now that's plateaued. So but I also think at this point, I either got to start shooting juice in my ass,
Sure.
or have some kind of program that would be like full focus. Like I would have to focus my entire life on the program, focus my entire life. And I work with Mike, so I can't eat healthy anymore because
Right.
he just won't let me.
Especially when he's in chunk up phase.
He just fucking won't let me. Yeah, he's in
Coming from the guy
bulking
looking
phase.
for the best cheesesteak spot. Hold up. Yo, on the way up, it's way easier to track your progress and see what's happening. Like you lost a ton of weight in the past. How much weight did you lose? You said
All together, I lost
Like 40, 50 pounds doing
60, Hold on. So I was 168 pounds, and I went down to 204. So
Yeah, but that's-
64 pounds.
So
That's my
you
point.
gained.
I gained since then. Yeah, I'm at 216 right now.
You
He's
caught
going
that,
back
right?
up so he can
Yeah.
go back down again.
You
Yeah.
caught
no,
that.
I'm not.
He was
I
at
just-
168.
I literally went from not eating fucking fruit and not eating any more than 28 carbs a day to
Yeah.
eating like a regular human being again,
Yeah,
but having a workout plan.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you're also working out and everything.
Yeah, I feel but it's
there's a
tight. I don't
difference,
feel
yeah.
like I feel like there's times where I look in the mirror and I'm like, ah, shit, dude, tits looking a little puffy today. You
Dude,
know
it's
what I
way
mean?
easier to track your progress on the way up than once you get to a spot where you're already sort of like physically fit.
Yeah,
it
it's-
takes a lot more work at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I need
agree.
some. I probably
I
need
don't like
some
to get there.
some D-ball or something.
Just kind of.
I need what can I
For
shoot?
what though? Back to Payday's point. For what? The vanity of it? Like what's the point
Yeah,
of
but
it?
him?
the vanity. But
Well, yeah, I know, but
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying like but is that worth like the health risk or anything
Well-
like that? Like just to improve your output?
Yeah,
that
one-
much?
because he's in a cycle of the going to the gym is a mental relief for him, but he needs to see some sort of physical result. Otherwise, he feels like, why am I doing this? And then he doesn't get to the mental relaxation part of it. So even in this case, the steroids aren't really even just to actually bulk up. It's so that when he goes, he sees progress, which incentivizes him to go back again, so that he can straighten his
Yeah,
shit
keep
out.
it going. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
but-
to look as hot as I can for my wife.
Yeah,
And your
yeah.
kid. You've said that
Wait a
before.
second.
You
Wait
want
a
to make,
second.
you said you want your daughter to have the freshest dad in the
Fair
group.
enough.
I think
Yeah.
I heard you say
Yeah,
that.
I mean, you came
When
with
you put it like
you
that,
came at an odd angle.
Yeah.
The timing on that one was a little odd,
Sure.
but
You need
yeah,
an
it's also true.
explanation.
Yeah, no, Sadie is my coach.
Yeah.
Sadie's the coach.
We
you
talked
know?
about this with her tracksuit and her whistle and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah. I don't want her to have like a fat dad.
Yeah,
Nah,
sure.
yeah.
Where she's like, yeah, my dad. That's my dad. I want her to be able to be on the schoolyard like my dad could beat your dad up, and she'll really believe it.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
You show up to pick her up, and kids are like, "Oh shit, yeah, probably."
Yeah, he might. If not the muscles, the jail tattoos definitely say.
Yeah, yeah.
What's that 7 mean? Don't worry about it.
Yeah, let's not talk about. You know how many times they ask me that?
What do you think my DJ name should be?
Oh, that's a great question.
Don't you
I
have
mean-
don't you have to keep it Biz Mighty just because you've built that brand? Like, doesn't that give you
But doesn't
how would
that
anybody
bigger
know it's
starting-
you?
doesn't
a
that
higher
brand
starting point?
debilitate me from a DJ perspective?
Well, I would say no, honestly, because the thing that makes Biz Mighty to the
mouth.
people who know him is the high entertainment level. Like,
Yeah.
I don't, there's not a group. Biz is fun. Biz gets on stage and kills it because he's
Yeah.
entertaining.
So
he's
it's just
high
DJ
energy.
Biz
Yeah,
Mighty.
that makes good sense.
So
That
it
makes-
ties into being the DJ and being entertaining at the party.
All right, so just keep it Biz Mighty.
And the
think s-
people who don't like you aren't going to like you when you're Corey or DJ whatever, just like they don't like you when you're Biz Mighty.
All right,
so
but let's
forget them.
But let's play with it though.
Okay.
Let's just play the game, right?
Yes, and
So, I think that you lean into the pork chop sideburns.
Yeah, I've had him 7th grade.
Yeah.
DJ
You lean into something in that lane, like maybe
DJ
like
Martin Van Buren.
like
DJ Ambrose.
You never wanted to like shape them up or anything, or like bring it down to like a
keep
strap
it-
or some shit.
That's how
or-
I do the thing. No,
Well-
the strap is gay, dude. I can't.
Just
fuck with
nothing.
strap.
Like, you never
People
one
with
day were
straps
just
are
like-
just not my friend, dude.
You never
can't
got like
just be out
upset
here.
one day and you're like, "These gotta go."
No,
or
I
something?
get no. I've had it without it. You know what I mean? Sometimes, like I had for a while, I had like the short up top, and then it would fade down into the beard down here.
All right.
You know what I mean? So like I change up my facial hair, but the consistent is the
chops.
chops, and the reason being is because I have a long weird phase of beard growth.
yeah, it's the worst. That's what I was just talking about today. But also, I think you should be maybe DJ West Side Story.
DJ West Side Story.
Yeah, something in that kind of lane, you know,
Yeah.
like DJ.
What lane is that?
like a
High School Musicals lane?
Yeah, he's gonna dance.
No,
He's
like
DJing.
like.
How
you
about
know.
DJ Westside Corey?
Ooh,
better.
okay. But are you
Well, at
from
least
the
we
west
have a-
side of Fairless Hills?
Nah,
We'll
dude.
just say you are.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah,
dude.
then it all links up.
Yeah, I didn't have any good name, but I was thinking like, so back to the Biz Mighty, DJ Biz Mighty name. I'm thinking in my head, like, if I'm getting put on a bill, if I'm being advertised as a DJ that's doing something, if I didn't know me,
Right.
I would like to see a cool DJ name. Like, I'm like, oh, that's
okay,
DJ.
Yeah, I
So,
mean DJ
fuck
Biz
your
Mighty
ass.
is kind of like.
So what's a cool DJ name?
I don't know,
give
but
me-
like,
Now DJ Fuck Your Ass is not. I don't think that's the direction you
All
want
right,
to
no,
go.
depends on
not
the crowd
not
you're
really
shooting
You might
for.
grab a crappy guy.
that might be the crowd I
Playing
want.
Sunday
honestly. They
nights at
pay.
Shampoo. That
That's right.
sounds like business crowd.
Listen, I got a whole Share catalog. Share Techno mashups is my fucking go-to.
No, so but in your opinion, what,
No, but like if you
But no, here. What's a cool DJ name that's not already associated with Like, in other words, if we say DJ Tony Touch is a cool name, but that's because you know what he
Yeah,
can
but I'm
do.
not thinking that. I think I'm more on the vein of DJ Fuck Your Ass, but not
Okay.
necessarily DJ Fuck Your Ass, but
Right.
like DJ, like
Like
just a
DJ Fifi Lover.
FYA.
DJ.
DJ Fifi Guts.
Even if I like DJ Cold Cuts,
Yeah.
that would be a dope name to me. I'd be like, get it, like Cold Cuts, you know what I mean? But also like sandwiches.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
Like,
think
like goofy but cool. But all right, Cold Cuts just came to me. All right, I don't know. All right,
Yeah, no.
fucking
I,
Brown's
see,
got
I
to
know
do
what you're
cleverness
going
to
for.
it.
Yeah, I know what you're going for, but I'm against it.
DJ Nix of Lodian, or I don't know. You know, DJ
DJ Nickelodeon.
DJ Nick Loden in or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. But like, I just think about it being because my head is hip
How
hop.
about DJ Dickload?
DJ. How about DJ Dick Juice?
You might as well be DJ Fuck Your Ass. I mean,
DJ
you're
Juice
you're
Dick.
playing in the same.
Yeah.
Playing
yeah.
I just think
playground.
about this dude being credited. It's me thinking about a hip hop flyer and seeing do with DJ Juice Dick. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah,
all
but
right,
You're not
dude.
gonna make the flyer. It's
All
gonna be
right.
special
All right,
guest
so-
DJ.
Yeah.
But who's the? So what's the name that makes it? That's
I
like,
think. Listen, here's the thing.
DJ special guest DJ.
I know
So
you-
that everything's like,
DJ
ooh, we gotta
Short
find out
Bus.
who that is.
Special-
We gotta go to the show.
No, I think
That's a
special.
pretty good one,
I
actually.
think special guest DJ special guest DJ
DJ featuring.
a DJ special guest is pretty dope.
DJ special guest.
That's actually pretty dope.
No, special guest DJ
Right.
is your name.
Right.
So then it's like with DJ special
Special
guest
guest.
DJ.
Right. And
Yeah,
people are
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, I gotta find out who this is that they build like
with
that.
special guest DJ. That's kind of something. But also, I think that the idea of a funny name is cool, but I think it takes away from your marketability in some lanes that you probably want to get into. Right? Because you want to the idea here is you could rock all types of parties that you're put in front of, and you want to get in front of all of those parties, right? You don't want to cut yourself off from doing a nice Christian girl's wedding because your name is fucking DJ Dick in the Air.
No, okay, yeah. So let's not. That's just where my head goes because I'm vulgar, right? But
Yeah.
like, obviously, it would be something that would just be more along maybe the lines of DJ Cold Cuts or something like goofy, stupid, funny, whatever. DJ Cold Cuts isn't a good one, but you know what I'm saying.
I got what you're saying.
Something
but
goofy that would just be a cool, like, who DJ'd the wedding? Oh, DJ Reptar, whatever. You know what I
Right.
mean? Just like,
But I think that's why Biz Mighty works, because Biz Mighty is a cool name, right? It's a name that kind of sounds like a name, right? Like not a state like Biz Mighty sounds like that could kind of be somebody's first and last name, but with like a little twist to make it cool, right?
okay,
You with me
yeah,
here?
A little bit.
And it has obviously the power in that name. It's like it hits. You know what I mean? Biz
What
Mighty
if I changed
hits
it
you.
to DJ Mighty Biz, dude, and that was my DJ name?
I think you got to stay Biz Mighty.
All right.
I also think the fact that you are Biz Mighty and there's a certain group of people who know you, now when they see DJ Biz Mighty is performing, they're going to be like, And,
about
and that's
DJ
going to draw a certain interest.
Carries a little
DJ
bit of
Chicken and
currency.
Gravy Man.
DJ Chicken Nuts?
DJ Chicken and Gravy Man.
Yeah, I think that's it. You know what? Throw everything I said away. I think that's it.
All right, dude.
I think you're on it with
All
that
right,
one.
so I'm just gonna stay with DJ Biz Mighty, I guess.
Okay. All right. So let me ask you this.
Okay.
Would you rather know a little about a lot or a lot about one thing?
A lot about one thing.
You think?
Yeah,
Okay.
because I think you can do more with knowing a lot about one thing than you can about a little. I think that I'm maybe because I'm naturally a little about a lot,
Right.
but I'd rather be a lot about one thing.
Well, I think that it's proof of concept for you that a lot about one thing is working in your business life.
Oh yeah, the chimney work.
Right.
Yeah, that's kind of what came to full fruition there. Because I finally got back to a thing that I know about, so I can do that
Yeah.
and feel prideful about doing it, as opposed to, drywall or flooring,
Well, you try and help.
painting. Yeah, I try and help.
What about you?
A little bit of everything.
Yeah.
You might as well. I mean, like, honestly, I like it for the conversation kind of thing. Walk around, talk to anybody about anything, really,
Yeah,
if you know a
that's
little
true.
about something. What you're talking about, yeah, it applies to, like, business world. If you're going to do something work-wise,
Yeah.
have a specialty in something. That's
Yeah, but I feel like with a specialty in something, right? I think it might. I guess
It
it
would have to be
depends on.
something cool or something good. Like,
Well, I think it depends on what that specialty is and what lane of work it falls under, right? Because I think that knowing one thing inside and out is great because now you are the guy for that thing. But how many people want that guy, right? Like, it's going to take longer to get that snowball rolling where you're going to keep having people calling you when they find out you're that guy. If you're the guy who knows a lot about a bunch of things, now you're getting calls to move furniture, do plumbing, fucking put floors in, paint something, do a podcast, write a book, you know what I mean?
yeah,
so
you're all
now,
over the place.
so
Seems like
now
you got somebody specific in mind.
so
Yeah.
now you get to grab, as far as, paper is concerned, now you get to grab from a little bit of everywhere
Yeah,
because
you
you
can have your hand in
can,
every pot.
right. And if one of those happens to snowball, then great. Now you're the guy who knows about that thing. And you take that lane, but I think a lot about a little about a lot of things is the way I function.
Yeah. I think maybe it's because I'm so much one way that I would rather just be pinpoint, know. Maybe if I put it, know everything about one thing. I like it better that way. Not a lot. you
Let's
know
go
what I
to
mean?
the enforcer.
I'm kind of in your lane. I would rather know a little bit about a lot because in my experience, there's a lot more times that I needed somebody who knows something about something versus an expert in some particular thing.
Right.
So like little about a lot gives you all the avenues, all the conversations, all the, rudimentary abilities that you need to get through. A lot about a little. Like there's a lot of, they say like the high level doctors, like brain surgeons and stuff who like don't know common sense shit at all because they're so focused on
Yeah,
knowing
they don't know
this
shit
one
about
thing
anything else
that
just
like
because they know that.
right, that everything else is basically washed out of their brain.
But
that
career-wise,
focus.
that's great.
Oh,
yeah,
well,
yeah,
sure.
for your career. But
Sure.
I mean,
Well,
you
it's
can
great.
always-
It's
I
great
just
if you got to
wanna
get
bullshit
brain
on that theory.
surgery too.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's the guy you want.
Yeah.
But then 30 years after your career's over and you retire and you're still that guy.
Yeah,
looking
that's
for
true.
brain surgeons. to
That's
hang
true,
out
but
with,
you're
yeah.
set because if you
Yeah. Well, I mean,
if
financially,
you utilized
yeah,
it
of course.
properly, yeah.
So yeah, I'd rather do a little bit about a lot.
But
It just
I-
seems like it's more applicable across
I
the
can-
board.
Well, I
concur.
have been. That's who I've been. Is more known a little about a lot than a lot about a little. You know what I mean? I usually scoff at people like my brother who knows a lot about fucking real
a good
estate
man,
and
actually.
insurance. You know what I mean? Who hires fucking. It's your dog?
No,
What
no,
happened?
you're just not listening to the
The soundboard.
soundboard. That's all.
Oh yeah, I don't want to.
Yeah, no,
Is
no.
it
Well,
alleged?
or
fine.
listening
Go
to
ahead,
your
carry
voice so
on.
you can modulate it. Any of that stuff.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
None of it's important.
Anyway, my brother fucking paying somebody to fix his toilet at 2:00 in the morning instead of knowing how to
Yeah.
pull the plunger or whatever.
Yeah.
I got one.
But that falls into the little about a lot thing.
Here's
right?
the
Like
other
your
Yeah,
bro-
that's
okay.
why I've always
Okay.
been that way.
A
but I'm
little
just-
about a lot.
But I also
also-
envy the guy who has a ton of money because he made a bunch of money off of doing that shit where he doesn't have to get his hands wet
Sure.
in the toilet to do something. I mean, it's not who I am,
Right.
and I don't think it's who I want to be. But because I'm not it, I'm choosing that.
To the opposite.
Because, yeah.
Because you don't feel like
Fuck
you've
that.
accomplished
I'll-
anything in
yeah, I
life.
wouldn't mind being that guy.
Right.
A little about a lot helps you know a little about a lot more.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like the more pieces of little things you know, like today was the example with doing plumbing. I've never done fucking PEX plumbing unless it was like a quick connection,
easy,
right?
though.
Yeah, it is easy, but also you could send a guy in there who doesn't know a little about fucking working with his hands and a little bit about, you know what I mean, things,
Yeah,
and
they, like,
he'd be
simplified the whole
fucking
thing.
lost.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, I've never really done it in my life, but I saw a picture of it and instantly knew what to do. It's like, all right, we're gonna set this up like this, and then you just
Dude.
run it. I mean, it's not like
That's like 1980s, you know what I mean? Like PEX was introduced. And like 2000 it became like standard. Before that everything was fucking copper.
copper
Yeah.
fittings.
That's
Yeah.
fucking crazy,
yeah, you
bro.
gotta solder it all.
That's fucking crazy. Like when I worked for a city plumber with your fucking neighbor,
Yeah.
for your neighbor, there were certain jobs where the guys were like, yeah, we want it all ran in copper. And it's just like, holy shit, like do you
For what?
understand how
Yeah.
much more money, labor, everything, like that's so fucking ridiculous. And there's no benefit aside from it's fucking copper. Like that's it. Like it looks nicer on the wall. Like you can make it look
Except
pretty.
that you
There's
were
a durability benefit.
I guess, but there's such a it's such an easier fix
Yeah.
on PEX.
Maybe is there though?
Yeah, I don't know if there really
Yeah,
is.
I don't know if that.
I mean,
that's
copper
things- 'cause
really
copper-
PEX is plastic, dude. It's forever.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
that's
listen,
something I have to look into, but
I think also that probably your percentage of getting your building broken into and having your copper
True.
stolen by a junkie goes up
100%.
infinitely.
No one's
if
stealing
you have
packs.
fucking copper
You
over
can't even
packs.
smoke crack
Depending on
out
your
of packs.
neighborhood.
So it's
But
really a
yes.
safety matter.
All right, I got a.
you go.
What did you say? Would you rather? Let me tell you something. I'm doing would you rather.
So
dude.
let me ask you something.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this.
All right. So
me ask you this.
you can get with this, or you can get with that. All right.
Choice is yours.
Would you rather talk to your ancestors from the past, pre your birth? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Past like you didn't know them, or they died when you were 2, or your descendants from the future.
I go future.
Right. Being more interesting, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm
I would
having
try
I'm
and
having
steal-
trouble with it because you can learn. You're still you.
Yeah, I'm
Right?
trying to get some info on the future and everything. I'll be asking
But
about
why?
sports
What's the
questions
benefit?
and
What's the benefit of you getting info on the future to your life now?
Start gambling. I'd start gambling.
No. It
tomorrow.
would be after you're dead.
Yeah,
so
you're,
the same
this
kind
is
of
your
deal.
descendants far ahead of you.
So wait a second. Am I dead or am I?
No. So it would be you could talk to the caveat is that should be the fucking name of this segment. The caveat is that it's someone that was either alive when so you have like it's someone that was alive when you were a fucking infant or a baby, 2 years old, we'll call it, toddler, right? Or
Yeah.
prior. And someone who is maybe born when you're on your deathbed or you have 2 years left and you're not fucking
So
with
there's
it.
no real benefit.
There's
to
no
either-
benefit
yeah.
except for just knowing and being able to communicate with these people.
You guys like my shirt?
You playing with your nipples on
What
on
happened?
No.
camera?
Dude? Can I have a fucking would you rather, dude? Or
Yeah, I'm just feeling the shirt. Here's my thought. I think I like.
What the fuck is going on? You're showing your
No, I'm
feet.
showing
You're
my
playing
shirt.
with your
I like-
nipples.
I
he used to
like.
have his
fucking
nipple
show is
pierced,
this?
dude.
Is this shirt not
Jersey.
dope? This
It's
was
a
the
dope shirt.
This
dude.
was the dopest shirt they had at Jersey Fresh.
I got one. I like mine. Go ahead.
I think I'd rather talk to my ancestors, right? Because I'm just interested in it anyway, right? Like regardless, like I'm interested in
But you
history.
don't have an option to be interested in future things because there's no way to
Yeah,
research it.
no, that's called anxiety.
Oh, okay.
Being
Oh, then I'm
interested
good
in
at
the
that, yeah.
future. Yeah. Yeah, thinking about what's going on where you aren't going to be, I feel
Right.
like is not the most healthy of situations.
I can see
now,
that.
obviously, you got to think ahead a little bit and be prepared where you're prepared, but I think I would much rather. It would be cool to talk to the future to
Yeah, but
find
you
out
know
what
the
happens
past.
for
Like,
sure.
we all kind of really know the past, and if you wanted to, you can go look it up. Even if you had the interest in it.
Yeah, but you don't know like you can't right? How I'm interested in the past like this. Like remember we were driving around North Philly and we were like, "Oh man, I wonder what this shit
Yeah,
looked
like
like
40, 50 years
when
ago
it
or
was
whatever.
fucking brand new," right? So now you get to find out like things like that. Like
Yeah, but by a person saying it, you're just talking to them. You're not fucking.
Well, if
That's
the-
all
here's
it's
the-
going to be when you go back. It's going to be
It's
a
just-
person saying
that's
it.
what
It's
you're going
just
to get
a
in the future.
conversation.
But here's the
That's it.
thing. If they're my bloodline, they're probably phenomenal storytellers and they're going
Sure.
to paint a picture in front of me by just having a conversation.
All right.
You know, like the idea of talking to somebody who walked through the Italian market when it was all
Actually
Italian
Italian.
immigrants and shit. Like,
Yeah.
that's like a dope thing to think about and to fucking learn and try and catch. Because you're going to, for me, I'm going to try and transport and catch that feeling of the ancestor who I'm talking to in the time period they were in. Even if it was, I'm talking to the Polak side because I have no idea anything about that ancestry, really. So let's find out where the Polacks came from in Poland and what the fuck it was like over there at whatever point in history it was. You know, like what were who were the coves in fucking 1724 in Poland?
Yeah, I don't know.
Probably
I
a
think
bunch
the
of
more
fucking jailbirds.
The more
but,
you say this, the more I think it would be descendants from the future.
Okay.
Because I am the descendant of their future, and I feel like I am more relevant than they are. They're gone. It's over. Your time is done.
Yeah.
What's important about the past besides my nostalgia for things that already have ended? So like I'm with you. There's a lot of cool shit that you can get from the past, but the more you talk, the more I'm like, yeah, but the future, bro.
but-
Yeah, but
okay, so why?
well, because it's
What's the benefit for you by talking to
they're
them in the
my
future?
they're my relatives, right? These
Uh-huh.
are my ancestors, right,
Yeah.
from the future. So it's my limitless life.
Wouldn't they be processors?
Whatever. I don't know how that works. They'd be
Fu-
uncle
future
sisters.
ancestors.
I think they're uncle sisters when they're in
Yeah.
the future. So my uncle sisters, they would. Are you
Incestors?
looking it up? My ancestors from the future. I just think that would be a little bit more interesting because you get to venture outside of the box. It would be more about to me, it would be more about personal things.
Yeah.
You know, and more about like, where did I leave off? What happened from what I did that became that? And then the interest of, holy shit.
You get
Now-
to see your legacy and how it played out.
yeah, how it played out, as opposed to being the legacy where you get to look back and be like, oh, that I got that from Uncle Larry when he fucked. You know, I'm just like Uncle Larry. Like, what
Son
the?
of a
Yeah.
bitch.
But what does that really? That's all I get out of that. Is like, I'm just like to see like, to maybe see the evolution of someone with maybe similar genetics as me, doing something that I felt like maybe I could have done. Like, oh, here goes my great-great-grandson who's a fucking attorney and he's fucking crushing it. You know what I mean? Like, I always liked a good debate. Like, that's interesting. You
Right.
know what I mean? Or like, that's cool. Or that's like, that makes my life feel more worthwhile or something like that. I don't know.
I mean, I'm open to it, but even even switch sides on it. My interest would primarily be in talking to my ancestors. I would be trying to ask them, like, okay, so where do you guys live now? Like, where did my bloodline make it to? Okay, and what happens in fucking 27, 22? Like, what's
Yeah,
happening
yeah.
in life? Like, what's the world like
Yeah,
now?
it's
What do you
all
do?
very interesting.
What do you eat? What do you what's your house look like? Like, to me, either which way you go, my interest is basically in the finding out what daily life is like in that time period.
Yeah, but we can already kind of tell what daily life was like 200 years ago. There's relics, there's fucking history, there's fucking monuments, there's fucking books.
Yeah, but you don't get that fucking story in a one-on-one conversation with
No,
somebody.
you don't.
And you don't
But
know.
you get a lot closer to it than you do the future.
Yeah, you get closer to it for sure.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. That the future is a little bit more interesting
And
to
so
me than
maybe
the past.
maybe it just comes down to the fact that like you either want to like find out more about what's known, right? Like you see something in front of you, so you want to find out more, or you like you're imagining something that might be like whether you look at what's here or what's not here yet,
Yeah.
right? I thought that was going to sound really like deep and smart.
yeah, but you remember who you were?
How'd
And
it
then
work
it
out?
just didn't.
No.
So like I have a great aunt who was in the 1800s a vaudeville dancer. So she was like whatever that was, but she
is
was
that?
like a whore on stage when they were on,
Burlesque.
yeah, she was
Yeah.
I mean they were hideous.
Wait, you do have a great
I do,
aunt?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And she was like relatively, there was write-ups about her. There's my grandmother had like clippings from whatever kind of paper.
She was all
out.
city.
She was killing it.
Yeah.
We used to have a couple of her headshots in my mom's hallway.
Yeah.
Um,
I imagine you in like a bonnet with the
dude,
gem
it's
on
not
the
far
front.
off. I think I would have pulled it off better, honestly.
Yeah, and
She
the
was not a
feather coming
looker.
out, right?
Fortune telling.
Yeah.
I think the women that did that at that time were already kind of like, like
Ugly?
fucking, yeah, like mops. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
they, So
Dust
but,
bucket.
Yeah, she wasn't, but it would be an interesting story. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
I got an uncle that was like a great uncle, and he was
To hear about all the dicks
he
she
probably
sucked?
died in like the 60s or whatever, but he was a longshoreman and he died on a boat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No one knows what the fuck happened to him. I don't know who my grandfather my grandmother's dad was. You know what I mean? I've never really known my genetics. You know what I mean? So like that would like all that shit would be interesting for my life right now, right?
Yeah.
As opposed to what. So like you're right. There is good and bad, but to me, it's more so about the question isn't would you rather talk to someone from the past or talk to someone from the future? It's
thought
your
it was.
ancestor. It's someone that you're related to.
Well, that's
You know what I
just
mean?
the way that I see it.
Yeah. But to me, it's like I'm looking.
What
at
was
the
my
question.
family doing, or
Yeah.
what is my family going to do?
Yeah.
Either which way, like if I found out in the future we have like some fucking superstar, blues singer who's fucking traveled the world because now blues makes a resurgence and blows up and it's the biggest form of fucking music, like that's great. But it doesn't really interest me where you made it,
Yeah.
your story. I'm more interested in a person's story, and maybe that's like
Well, no, I think like the more now I'm going back and forth with it, which is me. So there's like a lot of it that's like, yeah, that would be I have so many unanswered questions within my family that I could probably get answers to if I talk to fucking dead relatives.
Right.
Yeah, that would be. I've heard more about like my relatives from the past of people that I'd want to talk to just from like tall tales of my family or whatever over the years, I would rather talk to them than try and track somebody down from the future or one of my ancestors from the future and be like, yo, what's it?
But
What's
it's
it
just
like?
like
What's going on?
my life meaning is not dictated by their lives.
Yeah, I
my
gotcha.
life meaning is dictated by what precedes me. You know
Dude,
what I mean?
I had an uncle that went through World War II, came home with a colostomy bag, and the other one went off to France in World War II. Was like a paratrooper and all that. Like,
Yeah,
those
it's
are cool
dope.
things. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
cool shit.
That's
It's
a
like,
good story to
I would
hear.
like
Yeah.
to talk to you about that.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
was it like?
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
It's interesting. It's a good one. I think it's a good one.
How
Yeah.
many confirmed kills do you have?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
If you had him on your head, you wouldn't have kicked him off the table.
He's
This
in
is
the
true.
zone, dude.
Hey, I'm chilling.
He's
You don't gotta
you
wear. 'em.
learn
I'm
from
just
the
breaking
best,
your
dude.
balls.
That's all.
I think of we talk about ancestors and like ones we would talk to. It makes me think of the first stabbing that I saw when I was just
Are
a
we
boy.
still staying on Would You Rather though? Because I got a
Yeah,
whole
we could do
bunch
that.
of them.
We could do that. We could do Would You Rather.
Well, I got people that sent them in, so I wanted to.
All right,
use
well
them.
let's get to them then.
All right, so this girl, Kayla Davis, who looks a lot like Joni Laura, like China, right? She always used to call her China. She was in 2 grades younger than me or whatever, and I used to always call her China. 'Cause
Okay.
She had like a Jay Leno type chin. She might.
We had a
even-
kid 2 grades younger that we called John Deere.
Yeah, he looked like a tractor.
I don't know why we called him John Deere, but this fucking poor kid, we tortured the shit out of him. We were 8th graders and he was a 6th grader, and every time we walked by him in the hall, we would go, Johnny John Deere.
Yeah. We kids are fun. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? When we do kid stuff. So this girl, I've mentioned like asking for topics on this podcast, and she's mentioned this a couple of times. And then I asked for Would You Rather suggestions.
Okay.
And this is a Would You Rather. So let me read it. I haven't pre-read any of these. Would you rather? And it says in parentheses, you have a limited oxygen supply and a suit equipped for both situations, but you're gonna die either way. End parentheses. Be trapped at the bottom of the ocean or in outer space.
I just seen this online somewhere.
This is
the
an
other
easy
day.
one.
Go ahead.
The bottom of the ocean. And the reason being, I'm dying either way, right? And
Yeah.
I'm basically dying the same way either way, suffocation.
Yeah.
So if I'm at the bottom of the ocean, at the very least, I'm going to see some really fucking cool shit, and then I'm going to die, and then I'm going to be food for a bunch of other animals. So at least there's something worthwhile in my death.
Okay.
If I'm out in space, I'm still going to see some really cool shit, but I'm going to just die and float away and potentially fucking kill somebody when I re-enter the atmosphere.
Which is dope.
Yeah, I'd rather go in space. man.
Sure. But
I've already been in the ocean. I've never been in space.
not at the depths I'm assuming she's talking about. Like we're at like great squid depths where you just the eyeball of the squid is as big as you.
Yeah.
Like see that last bit of what inspires every idea of what aliens look like, and then die, and then have a
Yeah,
bunch
because
of
you're probably
fucking
not going to see any aliens in
cuttlefish
outer
eat me.
space.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that I'm going outer space because then I'll finally be able to prove that the Earth is flat.
But you'll be dead. You'll be the only person.
But
who
I'll
knows.
know.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
But
all
I'll
that really
know.
matters anyway.
You'll die with the
Yeah,
knowledge.
but I'll know that I was right the whole
I
time.
think I went outer space right away, but I like the way that you're being resourceful and helping out the rest of the world.
Yeah, I got to do something.
It's good for you, man.
That was going to be my ancestor
Turn into
thing too.
fish
Like I
food.
got to
You
find
go
out what
down
I
too
gave
many.
back.
You go down too many more pant sizes. You're
Good
not
for
gonna get
you.
Too much
That's
food
true.
for the fish.
Yeah.
All right. What do you got, man? You got one? Outer space?
Yeah, I'd rather go space than anything.
All right. Yeah, I'm thinking space too. All right. Then I got another one. Would you rather have a little bit of poop in your nose all the time, or
I
have,
thought of one like this.
or have a little bit of pee in your mouth all the time?
I mean, either one you're going to get used to.
Is it my poop and pee? Like it's not super weird, right?
We could make it our own poop and pee.
Okay.
Yeah, I think either one you're going to get used to, right?
I go and pee in the mouth.
It's like, like if you got a little bit of poop in your nose, now everything smells shit scented for about, 20 minutes. And then it just becomes a part
The
of
scent.
all the smells that
It's gonna fucking both of these instances ruin food.
No, I don't think so. I think
Poop in the nose ruins food, bro.
but
it's so,
I think less than pee in the mouth
I don't know.
because that's salty. Now everything is extra salty.
We'll just
Are you
eat
sure
it
it's
fucking just eat at boring
Instantly
white
be
people's
healthier.
house and it'll just
Cut
help
down on
out.
your salt consumption.
I don't know.
Pee sterile.
I
at
was
least.
thinking something like
Yeah.
this. Like
Pee
I
is
came
sterile.
up with this.
This is true. Pee sterile.
Like, would you if you had to take let Mike fart in his hand and have like a full handful of fart,
Uh-huh.
and then you had to breathe it in,
Yeah.
or you had to take your own poop and take a little nibble of it.
I'd rather have Mike.
Yeah,
Fart in his hand.
Okay.
100%. You rather take a nipple of your poo?
I don't know.
You planning out the job site for tomorrow?
I really don't want to do either of them, honestly.
All right. Would you rather be buried alive or burned to death?
Burned to death.
Can't we get more creative than these?
All right, I got
age-old
good ones. I got
questions?
good ones. My buddy Johnny Butler hit me with 2 really good ones that
All
I
right,
really like.
all right. Shout out to Johnny Butler.
Johnny Butler would be a great guy to bring in. I almost hit him up to come in today, and then we got Mikey, and he was already ready to go. So we're going with Mikey. We're already here doing it.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mike.
Word up.
All right.
He's doing great.
All right, ready? Would you rather sit on a cake and eat a dick, or sit on a dick and eat a cake? We're getting creative, bro.
What
This is creative.
what kind of cake is it?
It's chocolate cake. It's your favorite cake.
Okay.
I mean, this is probably gonna really rake in the views. This fucking segment here.
This is good, man.
Do you have anything interesting?
You're not gonna pick that one?
No.
Biz
Why
keeping
not?
it gay every chance he gets.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't me. This is a sentence. These are both pretty gay. I thought they were good though. I'd rather sit on a dick and eat a cake.
I'm gonna sit
We
on
figured.
a cake and punch somebody in the face if they put a dick near my
It's
mouth.
not about that, dude. You can't get fucking like that. You just gotta pick a thing, dude. If you don't want to get gay, this segment's never gonna work.
I like the other one. No, because you got to do it outside of being gay because it's not original. Like, would you rather be this gay or this gay? Like that's just,
Biz is always going to choose the extra gay part.
Yeah.
No,
It's
I
very
think
easy.
no. We didn't say erect dick. I'm not eating a dick.
Like,
I'm
we
just
got-
sitting on a dick.
like
dude.
yours was
Whatever.
phenomenal because it invoked a conversation and it was like smart. Like the other ones are like, would you rather be this gross or this gross?
Dude,
would
these
you
are
rather,
what the
would you
people
rather be
fucking
this-
sent me in something.
Fuck
We're
those
reading it.
people.
I got another one. Would you rather be globally known as a dude who fucked a goat, but you didn't really fuck a
Of
goat?
course.
Listen,
Right.
I feel like he's just asking for life advice and not
no,
actually.
this
what would
is
you
this is Johnny Butler's second one, which I
All right.
thought were fucking very creative.
All right, give me the second part of
Would
that.
you rather be globally known for fucking a goat, but not actually fuck a goat, or fuck a goat and nobody knows?
This is easy again.
Yeah, globally known. I don't give a fuck if you think I fucked a goat.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Because if the whole world's being like, yo, you know Cove fucked a goat, most people are going to be like, that sounds retarded. That sounds like some bullshit.
Yeah, but globally kind of doesn't that imply everyone fucked?
like everyone
thinks-
believes it?
Some
Yeah.
people are gonna see you and be like, that dude fucked a goat.
Definitely.
Like you
I
guys
do
know who
gotta
that
give
dude
off.
is?
Allegedly.
I kind of.
You're gonna walk around
off,
saying allegedly.
No, listen. I do kind of give off goat fucker vibes. I understand
yeah.
that.
That's where this came from in the first place.
Yeah, I'm not fucking a goat. So I don't care if you think I did. I'm not doing it for real. What would you do? Would you fuck the goat?
I don't know. It's tough.
Well,
Really?
would you rather?
I'm gonna say I'd rather be globally known for fucking a goat.
Yeah, it's easy. You
'Cause
want
it-
to put your dick in a goat? That's
Nah.
disgusting.
Yeah, I don't really want
How
to.
do you-
Although they
how do you
say,
know?
because I've done it twice.
Okay. Fair enough.
And
The
nobody
first
knows.
time I didn't like it, but I always try something twice to make
Yeah,
sure
you
that
gotta-
the first
yeah,
time
you
wasn't
weren't-
a sham.
You weren't skewed. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's smart.
All right.
Any
That's all the good ones I had. I like the one that
It
I
was?
said earlier. Well, that's all the ones
Yeah,
I got sent in.
I
I
gotcha.
had the one about the ancestry thing, and then I had the one that I said earlier. But was that one any good? Would you rather be a black man in America or a Chinese man in China?
Yeah, I mean, I think I thought that was thought provoking, right? I think that I'm gonna take, and who knows? I'm not either or, so it's hard
Yeah,
to say because
neither-
you're
none
not
of
because
us
you're
are.
not neither nor. But I can't see myself subscribing to living in China being what we know about it. You know?
But if you're a Chinese person in China, it's all you know. So you don't necessarily understand that there's
We're
an option.
we're who we
yeah,
are
you're a white
now.
guy in
though.
America, basically.
We're
Oh,
who
okay.
we are now.
and you
The
just
caveat
okay,
is
okay.
that we are this person, and someone comes up to us, George Carlin and fucking Bill and Ted, and he says, you have an option here. You either get to be a black man in America, or you get to be a Chinese person in China.
I think I'm taking America every time,
Yeah.
just because it's America, baby.
Yeah.
You know?
So that's where I invoked that question came up the other day. I was arguing with somebody about capitalism, not arguing, having a debate.
Yeah.
And just saying that it was like a meme that was like capitalism
Well, that's
holding
where my head
hands.
keeps going. It's like there's different tiers of classes in China. It's like, what if you're there's a lot of-
what if you're the
there's a-
ruling class?
Yeah, there's a lot of billionaires in Beijing. It's
If
not
you're
like
Jack
there's-
Ma.
Yeah. I don't know. That's a good. I mean, that's a caveat. I don't know. I don't know. I was just
Could be a
taking.
Yakuza, you
I
know
was
that.
taking regular black guy,
I think
regular
that's
Chinese
Japanese.
guy.
That's
Is that
Chinese. Yeah, I think
That's
so.
Japanese.
I was
You
just
could be
taking
a
something
samurai.
Yeah, you'd be
But that's
something
where
cool.
it came
I
from.
think
I
that's
was just
also
I
talking.
think that's
Talking about how he was saying that capitalism is racist, and I was pretty much just saying that I think the United States is inherently racist
Was-
because it was founded on
Was this
racist
guy who
things.
was arguing this thought a white dude?
black dude?
Okay.
But he posted it, and he's a friend of mine, and I often will comment on things and will provoke. I enjoy his conversation. We believe very different things, but we always kind of come to a common ground at the end
Yeah.
of it, and then we kind of have like a thing, and he'll go, I go, that's a good way to think about
and
it.
so what was the
That was
Yeah,
where
what's the argument,
That's where the argument was. It was like a meme where it was like capitalism holding hands with racism behind Black America's back, or
Right.
something like that. And I was just saying that I don't necessarily think that capitalism is racist. I think America is inherently a little racist, and we came from a place of stealing this land from brown people, and then into a place that enslaved black people.
I think more so black people got the shit end of the stick in the system of America, and America happens to be capitalist.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
even
yeah.
think if America was socialist, if America was communist, if America was any other ist, I think that it would still be with the table shifted,
Still
where
same
black
kinda
people are
thing.
getting the
There's
shitty end of the
capitalism in
stick.
every culture, like every society around the globe. So it's like, how could you say capitalism straight off? It's like if you can pinpoint it, I guess, at America, because we did, this place was built on the backs of other people and other cultures,
Right.
which kind of makes sense. So inherently, yeah, there's a very racist undertone.
Yeah,
in a lot
that
of it,
was that
but,
was pretty
yeah.
much my goal, and that's why I ended the conversation with being like, "Well, would you rather be a black dude in America, or?" And I'm talking to a black dude here, so he has way more of an idea of what it's like to be a black dude in
Right.
America, or a Chinese dude in China. And he said, "That's interesting. I got to think about that." So we get into conversations like this a lot, where I'll go, "That's interesting. I got to think about that." And then this was one where I got it with him. So with the "Would you rather" topic, I thought that was one to bring up.
I think maybe though, right? Maybe to some extent, capitalism, whether America or anywhere, there's a tone of racism in capitalism, right? Because if you think of, and I could be way off, but like I think of successful capitalistic societies, like the other one besides America that jumps to me is Dubai, right? And at the top of Dubai, it seems to be all Saudis kind of across the board who are the guys who are making hella bread. And there's like Pakistanis and Bangladeshis who are like their labor pool who are building this city. So I think that people have a tendency to like share success with their own and do business with their own, not necessarily out of purebred racism, but it's just kind of the way it plays out because your own people, for the most part, are who's around you, and therefore that's who you do business with. So when you start getting successful, and you get to a level of success like the guys at the top of Dubai have, they're going to do business with the guys who they have been around on their way all the way up.
Well,
They're
you
not going
see
to let
that-
a new face into the fold.
You see that in smaller sectors everywhere in the world. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
right,
as far
right,
as people
right.
surround themselves with likely people, you know what I mean? Or like whatever. When I used to work at a country club, and this, however it sounds, I don't give a fuck. When I used to work at a country club, I worked at Philmont Country Club. It was my one of 5 jobs when I found out my girl was pregnant at the time.
Right.
And it was a country club where the Hellman's mayonnaise guy was there, and one of the Kraft relatives, whatever, was there, and there was big money there.
Yeah.
But a large population of the people were Jewish people.
Right.
And the Jewish people looked down on a lot of the other people that attended the club because they kept things kind of tight-knit within their own thing. Now, there was a busboy named Aviv who I ended up hitting and still had my job because he was just being a faggot, and I just had to do it. And Payday loves when I say that word.
Yeah,
And
big fan.
He likes Wigger, too.
I'm huge on Wigger, but I love faggot. And I am one.
We
so
know.
I'm allowed to say one.
You're a
allowed
little
to
bit of
say it.
both.
I'm a Wigger and a faggot.
I never see the other part. I only see the one side of it.
I'm a waggot.
Go figure. You're a wagon.
Go figure. I'm a waggot. But anyway, so that was like I used to see that all the time, and like they loved this Jewish kid who was a busboy, and they would ask the busboy to bring them the bread and all this extra stuff, as opposed to like the waiter or anything like that, because they just looked down on the other thing. So I think that like I just remember seeing that firsthand and being like, wow, this is fucking crazy. Like there's like an elitist.
Yeah, there's like a circle that people run within their own
But
culture.
then there's
but
like-
if you're gonna go in like terms of business and stuff like that, I don't see that as being people sticking with their own in terms of business and money.
But it seems like it is like your
Well, once you get to a
example-
certain level of cash inflow, I would assume that you're just doing business with everybody else that's at that cash inflow. Like, how often do you see people that are
But that's what he's
kind
kinda
of sell
saying.
a product that actually jump up class to do business with people with hella bread or a lot of money? I just don't
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Thank you for agreeing with
clarify.
me. I
Okay.
appreciate that.
Understood.
I think that also with Jews, right? I think that's what they are. They're Jews.
I know. I just think also with Jews, it
With
just
Jewish
made me laugh.
people,
No,
I don't
it's
gotta
fine.
say all that. This is what they call them. Jews call themselves Jews. I'm not saying anything crazy here. Don't laugh at me like I'm an asshole.
No, you know.
I love everybody the same, Daddy.
All right, good.
I'm gonna tell you my favorite thing about the Jewish culture, right?
All right.
When you walk into a Jewish home, they have a little mini placard or like mini statue of the Torah at their door.
Yeah,
It's called a mezuzah.
The mezuzah. And every time you walk by,
You're supposed to kiss your hand and touch it.
you touch it, right?
Yeah.
It's
and
like
it's
the
like
holy,
a-
it's like the holy water in the front of the
Yeah,
church.
it's like a
is
little
it, though?
reminder, like, hey,
Bless everyone who's
God's
walking
in the
through
building.
this house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God's in the building. You
It's
know
like
what I mean?
the tree stump at the Apollo.
Okay. I don't know what that is.
When they go up on the Apollo, they rub the tree stump.
They got a
It's like
tree
good
stump
luck.
there?
Yeah.
Same kind of thing, right? So anyway, I think Jews rightfully have a little bit of the kind of keep outsiders out mentality because of the Holocaust happening just a generation ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So even if they want to, and like, you know, a Jewish guy could be fully like open-minded and hangs out with other people, but there's still like a little bit ingrained in your brain from this happening that like, hey, you know, let's
But don't you
just
think
be a little
religion
bit
does that in
careful.
general?
Yeah,
I always
yeah,
just-
it does.
Yeah, I was under the assumption a lot of that within that community was like because of religion, they're trying to keep their culture intact, and they have a set of standards and morals that they run that they don't want people coming in.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that either. Add the Holocaust to the mix, and it gets
Yeah,
that
a
much
little bit
worse.
deeper.
You know what I mean? But I think so. I think religion. Well, no, not necessarily, because there's like some Christian holy rollers who are trying to preach the word of Jesus to everybody and
Yeah.
bring you on board the ship.
But if you're not on board the ship, they stand in their ship and say those guys aren't on our ship.
They might. No,
What?
there's guys who come. They hop out and swim across the ocean to hop on the bow of your ship and start.
Oh, okay,
fucking-
there is those guys, but I'm just saying
They want to take the reins and guide you to the promised land.
Yeah, but if you're incapable of that being your truth, don't you think that they will now look at you like this guy doesn't get it?
I don't think you heard
you
the
think
story.
they send missionaries all over the planet
I'm not
because you know they don't really want this?
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
sure that you heard the story of Marty. I still hear from Marty.
Still checking in on you.
Yeah. Did you?
He'll get you someday.
Are you familiar with the story of Marty?
I don't think I am.
All right. So Marty. So we go to Delaware.
Who's blowing you up, Marty?
It's great to be Blake.
Oh.
He said something about, can this be my intro music on Friday when I call in? I said, you're not going to call in on Friday.
Right.
So, but yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So I went down to Delaware to go visit Steph's sister, and I take my bike out. I'm ripping around, riding my bike, chilling. I stop at a Christian revival in the center of town. They got and it caught me off guard because I just heard music playing, saw food over here, saw people hanging out. I'm like, oh, this is a nice thing on a Sunday morning.
They know all the tricks.
Let me post up and see what they're singing about.
Right.
Turns out they're singing about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Fine by me. I'm still chilling,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And out of the revival tent comes a gentleman, walks over to me. He's like, hey, how are you? I'm Marty. I'm like, hey, Mart, what's happening, man? I'm Sean. We start talking. Then he springs on me that this is a Jesus thing. And I'm like, oh, cool. That's what's up. That's beautiful. You're feeding the homeless. Like, I'm not really, a Christian guy, but I love it. I love what you're doing. at some point I decide to tell him, and even though I'm not full-blooded Muslim and I'm not like wholehearted, never took my shahada, I tell him just for purpose of entertaining myself, like, yeah, I'm Muslim, right? And so we start talking about that. I know enough to hold a conversation. We part ways. Somehow Marty gets my phone number, right?
Okay.
Somehow.
I gave it to him, but I don't remember what the reasoning was. So now, for the past 3 or 4 years, every so often, it used to be a lot more. He's slowed down now, but every so often, Marty sends me a text, and either it's just something like, hey, man, praying for you and your family, hope everything's going well. And then I go, yeah, Mart, everything's cool, dude. Thanks for asking. Hope you have a good weekend, right? Sometimes I get a picture of like a magazine article about Muhammad in Syria who was taken, who was a devout Muslim and then saw the light and became a Christian.
This could be you, Sean.
Yeah.
could be you.
And I get those kind of articles from him. And then I say, thanks, Mart. Hope you have a good weekend. And never, ever do I give him anything making him believe that I may
you're
at
not
some
giving him an
point
opening.
sign on to Christianity.
Marty's going to save
But
you
he
yet if
doesn't
it kills
stop.
him.
Yeah. So the idea that like there's a population of definitely Christians, and I don't know how the other religions work, but I don't have any other religions sending me texts on any type of regular basis asking me to come join them.
Right.
But we got Marty who does.
Yeah.
And look, I love Marty. He's solid. Me and Marty, I consider Marty a
You
friend.
go way back, yeah.
If he shows up in fucking Lindenwold and texts me tomorrow, I'll say, hey, Mart, I'll meet you here for a cup of coffee. We'll fucking hang out and kick it.
Yeah. Let's get him on the podcast, dude. Talk about the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. See if
Yeah,
he can convert the
that
table.
one's the views are gonna
That'll
fly
kill it.
through the roof on that one.
If you convert by the end, we can get it in all the Christian stations. They'll go nuts for it.
Maybe that's the
Wow.
angle we should be playing.
Muslim man sees the light.
Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah.
and then that comes out, and then we just totally clown it. Like, yeah, we just played that. You
No,
know
we
what
just
I
go
mean?
straight Christian from
No,
there
no,
on
then
out.
we-
Like that's our
no,
whole
we
show. Is
dig
like,
in. Yeah.
It's
Well,
the,
don't you think
the
that's what a lot
Inquisition
of these people
podcast.
are doing? Don't you think a lot of people aren't really buying the bullshit, but they're just cashing in?
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sure. I'm sure that there's a large. I don't know. Listen, I don't know the inner workings of anything. There's only one religion that it looks like to me that people are cashing in off of the religion as an economy. But I'm sure that across the board, all religions, there's some of that. But
Yeah, at large, so I'm not picking on anyone in particular. The actual religious crowd is pretty easy prey for a lot of stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
they want to believe. You know what I
Right.
mean? They
You
want to
already-
be sold a dream.
You already have a group that has completely bought into something that they can't tangibly associate with whatsoever.
Yeah.
So they're probably a little more open to some shit, and
Yeah.
you can get some money out of their pockets.
Yeah.
Especially like Prosperity Church. Who's that one fucking guy that's always on TV?
The one in
Joel
Texas?
Osteen or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like a $40 million church or whatever, $50 million house.
yeah.
It's like,
And they don't question him, like, not even once.
yeah, he's not paying his taxes or anything. So what
No.
do you think he's doing?
Yeah. He's a beast, dude. Good for him. You know what I mean? He's probably eating.
Probably hanging out like a gangster.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Good for him.
That's a
when
good
you're
way to
just
put it.
taking
Well, no, I mean,
advantage
like,
of-
well, no, I don't know. Like, I'm never mad at the dealer. You know what I mean?
well,
you
you
know?
got to be a little bit.
Why?
You don't consider, like, because
He's not fucking shooting people
Yeah,
up.
no, that's
so
true. That's
so
No, no, no.
So the difference between the dealer
It's
and Joel
apples and
Osteen
oranges.
is the dealer's making no bones about who he is. The dealer's the drug dealer, and he's selling you drugs, and you're there for drugs. Joel Osteen, it seems, is more about lying to you about who he is in order to get money from you. That's the difference.
But he's not really. He's not necessarily lying.
Not necessarily, but odds are he.
I wouldn't say he's
odds
lying.
are he
I just
doesn't
think
believe he has never like the whole got somebody out of a wheelchair and they could walk. Like he's putting on a big show so he can get money out of your pockets.
I just think that if you could talk me out of my money, then you kind of deserve
Yeah,
it.
you deserve to.
Yeah,
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, like if you could
Alright.
talk me out of my money, all right, then you got it. I fucked up. I'm the slouch, right? So if a guy comes along and he's selling you this dream that he can make you walk out of a wheelchair, then you're a fucking dummy if you buy it.
So where's the
Yeah.
cutoff?
What do you mean?
Like, hey Sean, come do my construction work. I I got $500,000 in the bank, so don't worry about this $30,000 budget. Here's the first little piece of it up front. You complete all the work, and then I go, oh, just kidding, I don't got any money.
well,
I win?
Hold on, Jack. This is how it goes. Here's the first 33% of it.
Right.
Okay, cool. I do 33% of the work. I'm ready for the next 33% of it.
And I talk you into the whole thing, like, listen, just finish it up. Here's the.
It's not gonna happen.
You're just not gonna do it.
It's not gonna happen.
Don't flow
All
like
right.
that, really.
Yeah, because I'm not the sucker who could get talked out of my
Not-
money.
Not gonna go in and repo a bathroom.
Yeah, no, I'm. You're not gonna talk me out of my bread. You
All right.
know.
Yeah.
So I mean, I feel bad for the people who are weak enough or
Gullible.
maybe not even weak. It's just desperate enough.
Yeah,
right?
a lot of people are
Desperate
looking
enough
for
to
it.
believe in something. Like you want to believe that this is going to change your life, and it's sad to see when somebody doesn't comprehend the idea of self-savior, right? Especially in their right mind, as far as like, you know, we had the whole debate on drugs and alcohol, like, and maybe you can't be your self-savior. This is like completely different from that. We're talking like you are, you know, a productive member of society who has a family and who's, you know, but you still want to go pay your tithes to the church that's not really doing anything for you, because the reality is that your relationship with God is your relationship with God. Now, I guess if you want to pay it, cool, go for it. But
That might be their
I'm
therapy.
not paying anybody to be my go-between with God. If I ever go to, on some occasions, I go to the masjid, right? Not maybe once a year, whatever. And when I do, never have I seen a basket passed around. Nobody ever stood at the door saying, hey, could you donate to this? Could you donate to that? Like, I'm sure that there's funding behind the scenes going on, but it's not like, to me, it doesn't look like an apparent cash grab. At which point I am more apt to, like, donate to this, you know, this spiritual, this house of worship.
Right.
But also, like, you know, I don't know. It's just it's a bad look all around.
Yeah, I agree. It makes us look like we're not evolving. As far as when I see people falling, it's the same thing with. That's why I equated it to the dealer, you know, because it's like it's a sign of being like, oh, we're still here.
You're selling a good feeling.
Yeah.
So
And I think that people desperately need to feel like they know an answer and that there's more to what they have on the table.
Yeah.
When I think in reality is what's on the table is a fucking lot, dude.
Yeah, what would be the problem without there being more? That's my thing.
No, that's what I'm saying. Well,
Like,
I think
what if it all just shut off afterward and it was just...
there's
well, the
then,
fucking
then
what's
you
the
have
big
to.
deal?
Here's what the problem is that then you have to deal with life as it is, that like sometimes this is shit and sometimes it's great, but you have to take it on your shoulders. And I think that some people don't understand their own power when it comes to taking your life in your hands and being responsible and for yourself and your feelings and your actions and what happens.
yeah.
And so I think that there's this dream being sold like, hey, if you play this game, also, like we said, my fucking contact's killing me. It's like we said when we had this conversation the other day, that this kind of was all created hundreds and thousands of years ago when life sucked way worse than it sucks now, and there was way less creature comfort. So you were fucking slaving in a field or on a farm all day. You were a fucking peon to the king, and they told you like, hey, if you keep doing this and you keep doing the right thing and being nice and not fucking stepping out of line here and causing trouble for anybody, when it's all over, it's going to be way better than it is now.
Yeah, but I feel
Right,
like
and
religion popped up around when like governing law started to pop up around the land. So I feel like they go hand in hand. It's like, yo, this is something to look forward to after you go through your life or whatever, and then it also gave you morals and ethics to basically live off of and like go through your life, but also adhere to the laws and the rules that were going on around you. It was like a way to govern people. I mean, the churches back then had armies. They used to invade lands and stuff. They collected taxes.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like it was just like people were just going to church and praying and being like, yeah, we're going to go to heaven.
I also think back to your point, like when people were slaving their life away, they had less to fucking think about.
Bitch about. Well,
Well, they
not bitch
had.
about.
Well, I'm saying like, well, yeah, maybe not bitch about, but I think like
Yeah,
there's.
when you're fucking
Slaving your
when
life
you're
away.
a slave, yeah. You got nothing
Everything's
to
so
bitch
much
about.
easier.
Yeah.
No, but I'm just saying. Well, I think to a point, it's like if you're like ultra busy, You know what I mean? You have less time to idly think. Like I think, like I don't know, it's Terrence McKenna or fucking Eckhart Tolle or whoever the fuck said it, but like a goose on a pond has it more figured out than we do because they're just more in the moment. They're more focused on their next meal. They're not overtly thinking about things out of their control. You know what I mean? They're there.
But that's what we like across the board. That's what we do. Like every discussion we've had pretty much tonight. Except for the ancestors and future stuff, is all about what can I do now that will equate to something tomorrow. Right. I'm talking about losing weight. He's talking about going to the gym, all these other things. They're all like, we do what we do today because we expect it to make tomorrow better. So part of the religion is like, instead of just, okay, one day you're going to go to sleep. If you're lucky, you're going to go to sleep and you're just never going to wake up again and it's all going to be over. And that's that. Is a lot more dire sounding than if you do it in a decent manner, you're going to pass away and then you're going to be able to look over your loved ones when you're on the other side and things like that. So it almost like it's setting a goal for you to achieve that goes beyond your own lifespan, because for everybody to walk around on the globe and just say, okay, I'm going to be here for 70 years, whatever I do, and then I'm going to disappear. And 2 generations later, no one's even going to remember my name unless they come back in time to take a look.
Right?
It's probably spot
But doesn't
on,
it make your life
more
more meaningful if all you have is your life?
You have to have some aspirations. Like, it doesn't matter what they are, but you have to set some set of aspirations, because are you just going to walk through the drudge and be like, oh, I'm going to die someday anyway, so fuck it, what am I doing?
Yeah, but that's you could, the same exact thing can apply for the other thing. Like what I said, it was kind of glossed over, but I'm saying if all you have is your life, your life is more meaningful.
You not only want to live it, but you want it to be more than just the time everybody wants to leave a legacy. Right?
Yeah, to a degree, yes, I agree. But I'm saying I'm agnostic, right? So
sure.
I don't disbelieve anything.
Right.
I don't know.
Open to the idea, but you haven't seen anything yet.
Right.
I got you.
There's things that seem like a little bit above my comprehension, like another dimension that I don't quite perceive.
Right.
And for the most part, I don't perceive it, so I just leave it in over there world. But the thing that I've been like kind of trying to focus on and kind of trying to find solace in is just like, this is it, man. So like, if this is it, this is it. So this should be all I'm fucking worried about. This should be, it's just my life on this planet and what I do my time here, which makes it to me more meaningful than when I die. If I do everything right, I watch over my loved ones. It's like, why overcomplicate what is already your life? Like,
fundamentally, you're not overcomplicating anything, because most religion, the goal is to get to whatever their version of paradise is, and the way you get there is by being a good human being.
Yeah, but why can't this be paradise?
It is.
I'm not saying that it's not. All I'm saying is, as far as the religion itself is concerned, right? It's not giving you a different set of goals than you would have living in the moment. I assume. You want to get up. You want to be good to other people. You want other people to be good to you. You want to make your wages. You want to live your life and enjoy yourself.
Yeah, but getting there is not just defined by being a good person, though. Like, if you start to look into the religions, it's all within the confines of that religion and the structure of which they provide you. It's you live like this, then you get there. It's not like...
But if you pick
apparently, like, sin is sin. I mean, you can go out and murder somebody. He could take a shit on his neighbor's lawn. It's like you both kind of did something dick, but...
And depending on your religion, you can both go ask for forgiveness and be good about it. But the thing is that the humans that have polluted it all and made it a cash grab and made it this evil thing that it really is now. But at its core, the idea that there is a afterlife in all the religions is basically subject to, be good to other people, be good to yourself, have family, and move on.
I got a question. Which one makes most sense?
5%ers.
What, the religion? Is Buddhism a religion, or is it not? Is it an ideology?
You know what? As Thurston Howell said, I turned polo into a religion, and I would like to say that I think polo is Ralph Lauren is the most important religion there is.
I can't believe the guy from Gilligan's Island said that.
Yeah, I mean,
I think that I think that the whole idea of religion is equated to the people that have used it for a power grab.
It is now, and that's
Because no, but I
unfortunate.
think it is.
I
Period.
think it probably always was.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I think that religion itself is to take out the reality of the meaning of life and make it more of a fucking fairy tale bullshit than it really is. When really, if you're just focused on your day to day and you're focused on your moments and you're focused on your life and your life being it, that it makes it more meaningful than thinking that there's more meaning than this. There has to be more than this. There's got to be more than this.
Yeah, but if you-
I've heard my mother say that 100
Yeah.
times. It's so much bigger than this, Corey.
But why?
It's
Why
so
do you,
much bigger.
Why do you think they're not? Why do you think that they can't be intersected? Like, why do you think that?
Well, I'm
you
just
you
saying,
can either live
I'm
your
not
life for
saying that.
today, or you can be good at religion.
You can do both.
You
can do both,
I'm
but
not
the
saying
idea
that.
is
I'm saying that at the core of what religion is, the evolution of religion ends up being Joel Osteen due to the fact, not always, not necessarily,
Right.
but the fact that it is.
Because there's scumbags everywhere.
Yeah,
No.
he's one example.
You-
Well,
there's-
I'm using him as an example,
no,
but
no matter what you pick for anything, there's going to be a scumbag who fucking ruined it for everybody. It's just the case.
Well, I'm saying that the idea itself is kind of a farce because there's no pinpoint proof accuracy to any of it.
Sure.
No one can say we were at the promised land because they're fucking dead.
Oh,
You know what
agreed.
I'm saying?
Agreed.
So like the idea of building this whole thing to being a reality that millions and hundreds of millions, if not billions of people believe in is kind of perverse.
Yeah, well, here's why it happened, right? Because you're right. Nobody has any idea. I think if heaven exists, we're all going. Do I think heaven exists? I don't know.
Fair.
It doesn't sound realistic.
Fair.
You know, I've seen nothing to show me that seems like a reality. I would like to believe it, but I can't buy into it 100%.
Understandable.
But I think that it's such a nice story that has been told for so long, and it's ingrained in you from the jump of your life. The first thing you do when you are a Christian or a Catholic or any of the descent is you get baptized and brought into this religion. So now your whole life you're told this nice story that sounds good, and then you tell your kids that nice story that sounds good, and they tell. Of course it starts to sound like there's some reality to it. Of course there's people who buy it as full-blooded reality because when you go far back and you ask Mom and she says, yes, it's true, and you maybe believe her, you maybe don't, but then you ask Grandmom, and then you ask Great-Grandmom, and then you ask Great-Grand... You're like, oh, well, if everybody's telling me this, it's got to be true, you know? And that's why we buy into it, because it sounds...
I think that's honestly why I don't. Because I think that like things like that, or like when things like that are ingrained, or like things like that, it seems forced and it seems unnatural and it seems weird and it seems like back to what you were saying before about it being used to control people. Like it's like so is society. Society is natural to me too. Is society seem natural to me? No, it doesn't seem like taxes don't seem natural human.
No.
It doesn't. A lot of things that we do naturally
not
don't
natural
feel
human behavior.
natural as far as human beings go.
Because we've made
my ideas
sort of-
about man feet are unnatural. It's society.
I don't know.
No, your ideas
I
about
think you're
man
pretty
feet are
much
natural.
spot on
But
with
I'm saying
that.
I think that has a lot to. Well, all right, whatever. I'm saying that I think that there's parts of our character that is whatever. It's an evolution of our society, but it's also like it's like it strays away from what I believe to be the point of it all, and I don't know. I think that we've been in such murky water for so long that I think that it's hard to get to the point. Thousands and thousands of years, hundreds and hundreds of years past great grandparents to great all the things. It's a constant thing that keeps on growing. You know what I mean?
But what's the point of it all?
I don't know.
Okay.
And I'm okay with that.
So if there's a group of people that have gotten together and said, we think we know what the point of it all is, and here's how you mitigate and manage the getting to the point of it all, what's the fucking difference? Why do we got to be mad at them?
I'm not mad at him.
You seem like you're mad at him.
I'm not mad at
You
him.
called him stupid.
No. I think people are gullible that believe in shit blindly. Period. I think that if unless you're fucking dealing with it on your day to day, if it just rings true to you and you just feel that, who am I to say that that's fucking not your reality? Your
seem like
reality.
somebody who feels like saying that.
You dictate your reality. I'm not dictating anybody's reality.
All
I
right.
dictate my reality. My reality is I look at things like that where they're over and over and over again, practiced and practiced and practiced, and tried and true, and I go, what the fuck? Why? You know, my mom was taught about Santa Claus. Her mom was taught about Santa Claus. Her mom was taught about Santa Claus. My daughter knew at 4 years old, Daddy's buying the fucking gifts. There's no bullshit going on out here. It's just fucking me
That's
and
a lot
my
of fun.
money and my fucking and your fucking happiness. Daddy wants to see you happy. Here's a bunch of shit. All right? Love it. I'll still celebrate the shit. I said when she was pregnant, I said, I'm not doing the fucking Christmas shit. I said, I don't like it. It's like, it's fucking, it breeds materialism. It breeds like fucking greed. And it's fucking
So did you give in her gifts?
nonsensical. Oh, I know. I
Oh,
fucking
okay.
gave in.
All right.
I'm not
Okay.
saying I didn't give in.
All right.
But I wasn't going to give
thought I
in to
missed
the lie.
something.
Because I was old. I was like 9, 10 years old when I found out unequivocally that Santa Claus wasn't real. So I was old. So I was let down.
I
You know
think
what I
that's
mean?
about when I
Late,
figured
right?
it out. I think that's about when I figured it out.
So I
know
think I figured it out, but I didn't know.
Sure my son still thinks it's good.
Yeah. I don't know.
Dude, I had to be like 6. My parents passed out and forgot to put out the toys or some shit. one
Yeah,
night.
mine was early in the
Yeah.
game too.
My parents bought me something that came in an oddly shaped box, and I saw the oddly shaped box, and then the oddly shaped box was under the tree, and I was
From
like,
Santa?
fuck.
Yeah,
I got it.
Yeah,
and then,
I mean,
and then
I had-
immediately my first move was to tell my younger sister what happened. Fuck her.
Yeah. I had my doubts, and I had, I think that I probably knew way before I was told. But when I was told, I was like, shit. Like fuck, and I felt a sense of betrayal with it. You know
I
what I
think
mean?
I played along
sensed
for a
like, why do
couple
we do all that? That just seemed like
Because it's fun.
it wasn't though. Like
Yeah,
the sense
I have
of
a good time with it. I'm not a guy who believes in the, you know my beliefs, right? But it's fun to play the Santa Claus game. The same way that it's fun to play fucking house for kids.
yeah,
same
but
way
in
it's
house
fun-
we all know that
The
it's
same way
house.
Halloween is fun.
I'm not fucking sending letters to the fucking house. I'm
Look,
not fucking.
if you want to be a Scrooge and take away
Yeah.
from the Christmas spirit,
I don't
it is
want
fully your
the first person
option
that
to do
lies
that.
to my daughter is not going to be me. I felt a serious line
You've
of
lied
betrayal.
to your daughter.
Yeah, I lied.
You've
to her.
absolutely
Yeah.
lied to your daughter.
I said.
there you
I
go.
said, yeah, great story.
You just did the thing that you do, that you took this thing that everybody is saying, like, this is the thing, this is the thing, this is the thing, and like you like to do, you go, no, fuck that, that's not
Right.
the thing.
Yeah, it's not the
Because
thing.
everybody's saying it's the thing.
It can't be the thing.
I'm going to say it's not the
Well,
fucking
it's
thing.
not. If everyone's saying
DJ
it's-
Bitter Mighty.
there's no
DJ, I'm different.
That's
there's
right.
no,
DJ Mighty
it's
Bitter.
not DJ. I'm different. It's DJ. If everyone's doing it, it's probably fucked up.
I don't
my
think
perspective of
I don't
things-
think there's anybody in the world who's right now talking to their therapist saying, I can't believe that they fucking told me there
First
was a
10
Santa
years of my
Claus.
life.
If I was in
I thought
therapy,
there
which
was
I
a
probably
fact-
should be, I would be.
You'd bring it up.
I
That
would
be like a
100%
topic.
bring it up because it fucked me up. I was pissed off. I was dying on the grave that Santa Claus was real when I was 8 years old, and then I was then told that he wasn't, and I had to fucking be like, oh my god, I'm an idiot. I'm the worst.
I got news for you. There are a lot of things you believed then when you were 8 that were just not true at all.
Oh yeah, and there's things that I believe in now that I won't believe are true when I'm
Right.
40. You
like
know,
democracy.
So relax on that one thing that your parents were having fun with.
dude, I didn't have fun with it. Fuck those people for lying to me. I don't give a fuck. Fuck
Biz,
them.
you are fired up through and through today.
Yeah,
I don't think that there's one topic that we touched on that you didn't rage about.
yeah, I'm raging, dude.
You're fucking raged up.
That's what I do.
Why don't you give me that back? I'll tell you later.
Wait, we're whispering?
Ah,
Why don't you give me that back?
no,
All right,
I'm fucking ready,
we don't
dude.
need to add to you.
I'm great, dude. I'm off of one, dude.
That way he can stay up
Hey,
later and be
man.
angry.
You know what I mean? Be angry longer.
Right.
I'll hit the gym harder. You know what I mean? I don't know.
DJ Long angry.
Whatever. It's not. I'm not angry. I'm just the way I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't
no,
know.
no, no,
the
no.
fuck? That's why I'm here.
And we love you for who you are.
Oh. What?
It's all right, Pay.
I mean,
The world loves you because your views align.
I
with
don't think
everyone
anybody
else's.
gives a shit about me, to be honest.
Well, John's
Well,
App 7.
I'm
does.
pretty sure that if I was going into the future, I'd find out that people would just be like, "Who again?" I'm sorry, I'm not sure who you
Oh,
are.
the guy that went from a 44 to a 42.
You were on TV once, yeah, once. That's-
It doesn't count when you were just driving by Action 6 camera.
I waved, and I had my shirt on, and they saw it.
I was on TV a couple times. I was on a show called Pranks.
Doing the perp walk. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
MTV.
No, that was me.
And we did like a fake sketch, and we made it on a show. They like pulled our video off of YouTube, and it was on MTV.
That sounds definitely like that sounds
that
true.
lines up.
That sounds very true.
It was
That's on
whack.
brand.
I was probably
Yep.
like 14 years old or so, and
Yep.
I pretended to come home drunk, and there was it's so obviously fake. And I like tripped over a bunch of shit, and I was yelling and pretending to be drunk, and it made it on the TV.
All right.
And then
So this is, back to your point. If your lie is crafted well enough, people will buy it.
That's right.
It will be shared.
You think it was my lie?
If
you think
you
I lied
lie-
about that?
You did. You weren't drunk. You faked the whole thing.
I thought you were saying
If your
that
lie is crafted well enough, it will be shared with the masses.
Yeah, 100%.
So
Thus
that means
religion.
you're watching the greatest show, the greatest podcast you've ever seen. It's the fucking top. It's the bee's knees.
Yeah.
The cat's meow. You got anything else you want to touch on?
I don't know. It sounded like you were fucking signing out real quick, dude.
I was
don't know.
about
Your,
to,
Your
but,
contacts hurt, dude. I don't know.
My
what's
contacts
going on.
hurt. We're 2 hours in. You know what I mean?
Are we 2 hours in? 8:30, 9:30, 10:30. Oh, we are 2 hours in.
Some solid math.
We didn't even get to talk
Thanks,
about.
man.
We didn't even get to talk about Mike's partaking in his world tour with 30 Seconds to Venus.
Oh yeah.
30 Seconds to Mars.
Let's talk about that.
No, Four
What do
Rings
you-
Around Jupiter.
Oh, okay.
The pop punk band.
I thought it was okay.
Anyway, also one thing that I thought of when you were talking about your new direction you're going to head with your music, you might not play guitar, but I know a guitar player.
Yeah. That'd be
Yeah,
great,
I was
dude.
asking questions.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get to the bottom of
I
it.
would love to see you guys do a thing.
Yeah, I want to do a thing. I want to do a band, honestly, but I want to do cool shit.
If you do a band, could I be the front man?
No, I'm. You could be the DJ though. I got the equipment, dude.
I'm
If
gonna
you want to
be-
do some scratching in the
I'm going to
background.
be the break dancer. I'm going to be
Okay.
the dancer because bands don't have dancers anymore.
They don't,
Nah,
and they need
it
them.
could just be you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be sick.
And you're gonna have enough backbeat-oriented stuff that it'll be perfect to have a dancer up there.
My man Sky Dub, who was my original breakdance partner, the co-founder of VCP, you could check out. I don't know, what was that? Episode 17.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Yeah, check out episode
Listen to
17
all of them until
the
you
gig.
find what you're looking for.
You'll find it. It's
Listen
there.
to every episode.
Yeah. Hit me with a video today of some poppers popping, and I thought to myself, maybe I should dust my moves off and start posting dance videos
That'd be
online.
sick, dude.
That's
would
what the
love that.
TikTok is for.
I'm not
Yeah.
doing it
Some,
on TikTok.
some
I'll
of
do it
these
on Instagram.
some of these people out there are just doing wild shit.
Yeah, I'm not.
But that's
There,
that's
but I
literally
also
what
haven't-
TikTok is for.
I haven't dusted off my moves either.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You gotta
I
work your way
practice
up.
a little bit.
Maybe that's the whole TikTok is like day 1 of getting into training, day 50,
what?
right? You know what I mean?
But I'll
Like,
do
we
it on
show your-
Instagram because I'm not
All right.
going to touch TikTok. I'm not letting those commie
It won't-
Chinese in my fucking phone.
Might want to look into Instagram then.
Yeah, it's good. It's a fair point. Yeah, do you want to talk about your musical fucking
man.
legacy, dude? Since you're here and we didn't talk to you at all.
What do you want to know? What do you want to hear? What'd you guys like to know?
Well, what did you do? You saw a lot more of the world with your music than either the three of us, you know?
Man, basically, I played music since I was like a little kid. I played guitar my whole life, grew up. My dad always put instruments around me. So by the time I was like 6, 7 years old, like I could sit and fluently play guitar. So, I started writing songs and stuff when I was probably in like high school, and like I sat around like all my junior, senior year, just making this collection of songs, like this little discography. Finally, like my friends are bugging me one night, like saying like, yeah, let's start a band. And we ended up starting it, and we wrote a record. The record kind of got a bit of a buzz to it and everything. We got signed to a different booking agent and a label, and we had the opportunity to tour. And basically what ended up happening is we left at 19. We didn't really come back until we were 24.
What was the name of the
25.
band?
I Call Fives.
Okay.
So, I mean, dude, it was just like basically what you were talking about within the scene. It's like the same experiences that you were talking about having is feeling like a veteran within the scene because you're just going, you're playing all these shows, you're going around, you're seeing the same people kind of thing, and you're trying to hit these goals. And for me personally, I lost track of like the fact that the music was the most important part, and then all you had to concentrate was on writing good songs
Yeah.
and writing what you wanted to play or whatever.
Right.
And you get caught up in the whole swing of things because you think you're getting like this little bit of notoriety, and you're like, oh, well, I kind of am already on my way up, so I guess this is it. And you're just going to kind of keep going. And I don't know, dude, it goes through cycles. Like, we would concentrate on music for a little while. We put out a record to grab some buzz and everything, and you'd end up touring, and you would just tour and tour and tour until you were exhausted.
Yeah.
So there wasn't a ton of time to sit there and basically just concentrate on specifically the music.
Well, what was the experience overall as far as the touring? Was it a good experience, or you feel like it got you further away from the creative experience?
I thought it pushed me further away from the creative experience.
More so than it was a joyful experience.
Yeah, like,
Because literally everyone I talk to that has been, so I've always wanted to tour. I've had a few different opportunities to do so, and I blew it. You know what I mean? Or I had an opportunity, and like my girl was pregnant or whatever, and I was like, I'm gonna just go be a dad. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Instead of like fucking go out for 2 months. But like you've done it, and people that I've known that have done it, and I envy it because I would have loved to see the world with my music. You know what I mean?
there's an allure to it. It's fun as hell, especially when you're 19, 20 years old and you're
Right.
hopping in a van with 4 of your boys and you're
When
just
you're with
you're out.
strippers,
You're
things
like, all right, I'll
happen.
be back in like a month and a half.
Right.
You bring like $300 with you, and you just figure out how to make it
Yeah.
and like how to survive on all that. I mean, we had times where like we drove out to like I think we were in Ohio. Our van broke down. We ended up meeting some real religious like Mormon or a Christian guy or whatever. We had to get the van towed to his shop. 3 of the guys in the band had to go to church with him the next
Was
morning.
his name Marty?
So this guy could help us out, and then we got our van back. Had to drive home, pick up our trailer again, and then I think it was like 4 days straight to Richland, Washington,
Yeah.
in a van. So it's like it's like 56 straight hours driving,
Yeah.
and you finally end up in Washington. And then when you finally get to play the show, it's like you're surprised, like especially for us, like we're a South Jersey based band, and like the amount of talent that is around just this general area from Philadelphia to Jersey, even up to like Boston. And I'm not talking about just our genre alone, just people that are very musical, that are very, very good,
Yeah.
that don't like make it, they don't get their break really,
Right,
but
right.
I also
are
think that's because
phenomenally
we're
talented.
we're such a populated section of the country that like
yeah, it's densely populated.
yeah, so there's gonna be a lot of talent.
And
I
everybody
don't think
knows
there's something in
everybody.
the pretzels in South Jersey.
Well, there could be.
That's
Hey.
possible too.
I agree with you though, because it's very densely populated here, and a lot of people just, they're playing.
Yeah.
People are sitting around, they're messing around with it. But I mean, there was something to it. You drive 56 straight hours, you don't think anybody knows you, and you get on stage and people are singing along.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah. Yeah. It's rewarding.
yeah, it's
Get your
rewarding.
dick
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
yeah,
what?
it's
my
good
dick
shit.
gets hard. My dick got hard just looking at you tell that story.
But I mean, all in all, for the whole thing, like I really feel like I just traveled for 4 or 5 years for a 2-liter and 2 large pizzas. I mean, you don't make
yeah, but
anything.
the
Everything
life
that you
experience is fucking
Yeah.
dope.
everything
But
you
I'm
make
saying the
goes
life
back into it.
experience has got to be worth at least the, you know what I mean?
The one thing
the
I can say
suffering
is-
or struggle through it.
Once I finally got home and I was like settled at home, I didn't feel like how people talk about like, oh, I want to go see this or I want to go see that. I don't have that feeling anymore.
Yeah.
I haven't had that feeling in like a decade where like I have to go across country to see something because I didn't get to experience it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been to Scotland, Ireland, Canada, every major city in the U.S.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been all over the place. I mean, I left. They went to Australia. They went to Australia, hopped over the pond and everything. So it's like, yeah, you get to see some cool shit. You see different cultures and different people around, different
Yeah.
bands.
You meet people all along the way. It sounds like a huge adventure.
Yeah.
And it sounds like
Yeah.
fucking
It's awesome
I mean-
crazy good. Yeah, I want to do it.
Even
Here's
the
the
amount of
problem.
shows.
that we asked him at fucking 2.5 hours in because we could dissect this and fucking have
Yeah.
a 2-hour podcast on just pulling stories out of Mike.
Oh, you wanted to.
But then how would you decide if you need to poop in your nose or piss in your mouth?
I know that was very important that we covered that. I think we're gonna definitely have old Gov back.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to bring him back for an episode so we can put some focus on him. But also, we needed you to warm up to the mic.
Yeah, and it's
Mike's been telling
Surprisingly,
me.
for a
This
guy
is-
who's been on tour,
this is a crazy thing, and like I feel weird saying it because like I have stage fright. Like, for whatever reason, man, I get all amped up, but it's like not until you get out there that it kind of goes away. But
I've been telling Mike that he's got to come through to the gig for about 6 months now.
right?
And he's like, oh, what am I going to say? I don't. I got
Yeah.
stage fright. I'm
Yeah,
like,
well,
"All
we
right."
took it off him for the most of the show. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, no,
we
we
didn't
didn't go hard.
Part, and then
But now, next time that he shows up,
we'll do
We
it
know
He's
live
where
gonna be
back
we know
good.
where to start.
yeah, he'll be fine. You know what I mean? Because now you got one under your belt.
yeah, I got a taste of it.
It's easy. It's not even like this is not a real thing to have stage fright about. We're just sitting here like assholes. The only difference between talking to each other on my back porch and here is fucking headphones and a microphone. You know what I mean? It's no fucking different.
Just some dudes. Just a
And
few
the
some
thousands,
dudes.
Yeah.
the thousands of people who tune in every fucking Monday.
Thousands.
It's working on 1,000.
We're getting there. We're getting there. Always.
If you made it this far.
Well, first I want to just say, right? Get yourself some clap cleats.
Yeah. Clapcleats.com. Special code the gig.
Yeah.
15% off at clapcleats.com.
And then fucking, send us a picture in your DMs of you banging your girl in your clap cleats.
Yeah, Blake.
Oh, fucking. All right. All right.
That's what you want to do?
I want Blake to send in a
That
video.
sounds like, he's
ASAP.
going there, dude. As soon as any type of sexual behavior is mentioned, you know where Biz is going.
Of all the people, that's who you picked?
Yeah, well,
All
it's
right,
not going to
okay.
be Johnny on the spot, for
But-
Christ's sake.
Just so
You know
long
what
as
I
he
mean?
sends them all to your DM.
Yeah, it's fine. Well, I'll post them up on the gram.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. If you
Clap
made it
cleats
this,
dot
if you made it this far into the tool shed, we appreciate it that you listened all the way through.
A couple tools in the shed.
Couple tools in a shed, talking shit. Check us out. We got the YouTube with every episode uploaded. We also have the episodes of the gig over there. You could download the audio only on iTunes or Spotify, so you could plug it in your earbud at work and listen while you shouldn't be.
Chuckle along.
And really, most importantly, is to tell somebody about us. Share us with them. Say, yo, listen to these guys. Check them out. They got a thing going. I like it. Because if you don't, you're just being a fucking bad friend. All right?
Seriously.
And
Yeah.
don't do that. Be a good. Everybody wants you to be a good friend.
Be a good
It's
friend.
in the Bible.
We we appreciate you listening. We will be live again on Friday at 9:00 for the gig. That's Payday and I, and possibly a guest. And then next Monday we have special guest Mike Stu coming in to discuss his new album and the things that he's been doing. Anything that you got that you want to drop?
What, as far as things going on? Nah, man, you need your chimney helped out. I'll help out your chimney.
Boom.
And look forward to more sad things on Instagram that I'm going to be singing way better than you think I can.
He's going to be singing sadly.
Yeah.
Singing sadly goodly.
Yeah. And book me as a DJ so I can get some rounds in. You know
There
what I mean?
you go. Do you want to promote your something?
I'm good. I'm gonna ride this one
Pavimiento.
out.
If you're not going to call 7-1 Construction, call Pavimiento Flooring. Payday, any last words, my friend?
Nah, not tonight.
All
I'll
right.
save them for later.
Yeah.
We've
Very
done
well.
enough.
We appreciate you guys coming through. We'll see you next week.
Peace.